You're muted.
Welcome in, one and all, to episode 4 of the Travis DuFour Show. My name is Travis DuFour. This titled episode is, well, the title is The Grand Finale. And now introducing my co-host, Mike Yatsko.
Yeah, dig it, daddy. What's up,
Yeah.
man?
Hey, man, you can follow the DuFour brand on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. We are on all social media platforms. Please give us the 5-star rating on Apple Podcast. Wherever you listen to the show, please give us that positive rating. And with that being said, Mike, take it away, brother.
Yeah, man, we've been chronicling your pro wrestling career over the last few episodes, and so we are on part four of this whole docu-series, and we got to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. So let's just dig into it. We're in the year 2014, picking up where we kind of left off, and I guess we'll go with our first date here in the notes in the chat logs right here. July 19th, 2014, CPW in New Creek Fair. That's New Creek, West Virginia. So tell me about this event and your role in it.
Sure. Championship Pro Wrestling, they're kind of known for going to the fairs of the world. I mean, I've wrestled for at a different fair, so many places. CPW is one of those places that, will put you in that fair setting. And like you said, we are in New Creek, West Virginia. We're actually at the fire hall for this event, and right across the parking lot is where they have a Ferris wheel, a lot of stuff going on over there. But on this particular night for CPW, I am in the ring with the man who broke me into the business, Shane Shadows.
Sexy Shane Shadows.
Was
that his name?
Yeah, he is the sexy one. I guess to his credit, Mike, in his younger days, I guess he was a little easy on the eyes.
Oh. Me too.
Maybe you too.
Me too.
Sexy Mike Yatsko.
I don't like to try to brag. I don't like to make the show. It's not my show. But
no,
there was a time.
And you know what? That's why we love you, Mike. Now, Shane Shadows, he was known as Sexy Shane Shadows because in his younger days, he, was easy on the eyes. But with that being said, the sexy one, Shane Shadows, he was never known as the sexy one, by the way. He is in a very competitive match with me here on July 19th. It's a very hot summer day, Mike. And I made a mistake before this match.
What did you do? What's the mistake?
It's important to go ahead and have your stomach full before a match, before an event. You want to eat probably pretty heavy in the morning, I would say. Let the day digest that. Have something to snack on throughout the day. On this day, Travis DuFour decided to pick up a steak and cheese sub 12-inch from Sheetz, and I guzzled that down about an hour before this match.
Oh boy, sounds like a mistake.
I mean, you got the heat of summer. I mean, you're in a very physical match with Shane Shadows. I mean,
so you're going to be feeling that.
Oh, brother, the second that this match is over, by the way, Shane Shadows did pick up the win tonight. The second I get to the back, I am running into the parking lot right here in New Creek, West Virginia, puking my guts out.
Damn, that sucks, man.
No, but that's just some healthy advice. Any young wrestlers, because I know there's a lot of young wrestlers, especially in the West Virginia, Pennsylvania area, that have checked out the show. That is some healthy advice to you.
To me. Right, to me.
No, to the listeners.
Mike. To the listener. Ah, gotcha. That couldn't have been fun, though. Puking right before a match like that. That's unsettling. That's not good. It's not where you want to be.
Yeah, I mean, it was after the match.
After the match. But that's not what champions do. Champions don't vomit afterwards.
It was definitely not an adrenaline rush. I to this day, Mike, I hate puking.
Well, who likes it? It's not fun.
Well, we won't get into who likes it, but
oh, geez, a little touchy subject there.
Yes. Okay, August 16th. Let's go ahead and moving on to August 16th, 2014. CPW
Summer Blast.
Summer Blast.
Oh yeah.
Yes, in the and this is in Moorfield, West Virginia, which I had spent some time in Moorfield in my younger days. I lived in Moorfield there for a period.
Really?
Yeah, with Rob Hostile.
Oh, Rob. Yeah, I forgot about that. Rob Hostile.
Yeah, old Moorfield. So it's back to my old stomping grounds. But this event is particularly I'm heavily invested in this match, Mike. They have me pegged to wrestle Hijinks, and this is a guy that I bought his T-shirt, I bought his hats.
And you've wrestled him before?
No, the first time.
Really? Oh, this is the first match, because I've seen his name brought up in our previous shows, but I guess he wasn't. You weren't facing him.
No. I mean, and I'm a bucket list kind of guy. Whenever I got into the wrestling business, it was weird. One of my bucket list things was to wrestle all the local guys that I saw, and Hijinks absolutely check that box. I had spent money on this man. I was very excited to wrestle Hijinks.
Okay, so you're getting to live out your little dream here, basically.
Yes. Now, just to kind of touch base here on episode 3, we learned at the end of episode 3 that my grandma had died.
Yeah.
Now, it's only been 2 months since.
Oh, so it's pretty fresh.
Yeah,
pretty fresh.
And at this time, I am not dealing with it very well. My job at this time is I'm working at Federal Express.
I like good old FedEx.
Hey, man, it's a job. And, very physical job. It's a warehouse job. You're on your feet. Yeah.
Constantly slinging packages. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and there's multiple different groups to get kind of in touch with at FedEx. There's the pill guys. There's the heavier drug guys. There's the drinkers. Yeah. There's the potheads.
So which group did you get to know?
Well, we're going to find out a little bit about Travis DuFour on this show. No, I'm a floater, my friend. I get along with everybody. I'm not in a specific group. But on my free time, I do like to drink. Now, my dad was an alcoholic, so runs in my veins, and he was a serious alcoholic. So this is in my DNA. At this time, I am struggling with drinking excessively.
Yeah. Now, would you drink before would you drink before matches, or this will only be after?
No.
Okay.
Where it kind of became a problem was, August 16th, I wrestled Hijinks. This was a huge match for me. Now, the day before, on August 15th, I drank heavily on that night. It was Friday night. I've worked the whole week. I remember having a couple buddies over at over where I was staying, and I drank a lot. And this is one of the disappointing moments of my career. I wrestled Hijinks on August 16th. The match went fine. You can look it up yourself. Travis DuFour versus Hijinks. Match was fine. But I didn't want to have a fine match with Hijinks. I wanted to have a damn good match with him. And I was so hungover.
You wanted to have a Dave Meltzer 5-star match.
Oh, man.
Classic.
Yeah. I mean, and
So you wanted to go in having this good match, but you were kind of impaired from the night before then, right?
Brother, my head's pounding. I've been drinking Gatorade and water all day. I'm having a little bit of trouble eating.
So you're trying to sober up the best you can and get back to normal again.
Yeah. I mean, I'm 110% sober, but brother, it's just that hangover feeling. You're just, whew. Yeah.
Oh, I know. It can be brutal.
I wish I could have given 100% for Hijinks. And just a couple years after this match, Hijinks took a superplex off of a steel cage and shattered his leg.
Oh, wow.
So he hasn't really wrestled since then. So at least I got to have the match with Hijinks before all that happened.
That's crazy.
But let's move on to that next date, Mike.
Yeah, so August 23rd, 2014, LTW at Inwood, West Virginia.
That's right. Local town wrestling is back in my life.
And you're wrestling Shovelhead Chuck? That's an interesting name.
Yes, ladies and
Shovelhead.
gentlemen, this is an absolute highlight of my career. I get a message over Facebook a couple days before this event, and it is the promoter for LTW. He asks me, would you feel comfortable wrestling a midget?
Oh boy.
I said, what?
What?
Would I
Is
be,
this real life?
would I be cut?
Would I be okay with it? I would be thrilled.
This is professional wrestling. I will do, I want to do everything. So
Yeah.
the second he says,
So this was on that bucket list.
I mean, no. I don't have like some weird bucket list where I'm like, oh, I want to wrestle a midget before I'm done. Like it's not some kind of like weird bucket list.
I got you.
But what's special about Shovelhead Chuck is that he did make an appearance on WWE Raw as the midget version of Jim Ross.
Oh, I remember that segment actually. They really enjoyed their midget, the use of midgets back then.
Yeah, and that was a hell of a segment. There was a lot of people who remembered him from that spot. But either way, on August 23rd, he finds himself in the ring with me. And you want to know what's really weird about this whole thing? I'm expecting him to call most of the match because I'm assuming as a midget, as a little person, whatever I'll actually get into what he liked to be called. Wouldn't you think that he would dictate the match?
And is that because he has more experience than you?
Well, I mean, he's an attraction wrestler, pretty much.
Yeah. Plus, he's had more.
Think he's got?
Plus, he's been on a bigger stage. There's that. So yeah, I mean, that would be the assumption is maybe he'd want to take the lead.
I mean, if I was a midget wrestler, I would have a couple standard matches in my back pocket, But on this night, from A to Z, I planned the entire match with Shovelhead Chuck.
And he was just cool with you, you calling the shots?
He was very respectful. He asked me standard questions like how long have you been working, stuff like that, because he wanted to get a feel for me and all that. And I came off very professional, and he was supposed to go over. So I just put together this match that I thought would make him look really good.
So why was I'm just out of curiosity as like a fan, just curious about the booking. Why does someone like him need to go over? Why would it be booked that way?
Sure. Okay.
Like, why wouldn't it be you going over?
Well, to LTW's credit, this was the highest attended show that they've ever had in that building. We hit about 250, 300 people on this night. And before this event, we're about 50 people to 100, somewhere in there. So now we find ourselves with a very packed rec center. Mike, you're going to put the star over who brought that crowd, right?
That would be the guy who was on WWE TV, the Jim Ross character.
Here we go. Yeah, Shovelhead. He is the absolute reason we drew that night. And that's all the more reason why I love Shovelhead Chuck, because this was an opportunity for me to take myself away from the rest of the locker room and show the promoter, hey, this Travis DuFour guy that you got in your hands, he could be something special. So boom, let's have a great match with this midget.
And what was the thing? What do they like to be called, by the way?
Sure. So I had approached him before the match and I said, I'm going to get on the microphone. I'd like to get some heat on you. Respectfully, what can I not call you?
What can I not call you?
I asked him. He said, the only thing I don't want to be called out there is little person. Because
he doesn't like that.
No. He said, I am not a little person. I am a person. He was like, midget is fine.
Wow. Usually the word midget is actually the word they don't want. Right?
That's what I thought. So whenever he gave me the green light, I said, brother, it's on. This promo is going to be fire.
It's on that Donkey Kong, brothers.
So, I mean, in the match, at one point in this match with Shovelhead Chuck, I got very physical with Chuck. I mean, and hey, and it comes along with being the business, okay? But he gave it right back. At one point, I had my foot on his throat, and I am screaming, "Die, midget! Die, midget!"
Jeez, ruthless.
I mean, and there's some people in the crowd that are laughing whenever this is happening.
I'm sure there's some people like, Jesus, what's going on?
Yeah, very, very cool.
How is it wrestling? I won't say little person because that's not what he prefers, but how is it wrestling a midget in this case? How do you change your game, your approach to the match, that type of thing?
At this point in my career, I am so open to excelling at whatever you put in front of me. Like, I was going to make it work no matter what. I had that attitude.
Yeah.
Now, I do have a quote from Facebook. Mike, if you'd like to read this in your Conrad voice, if we could get another rendition of Conrad for episode 4.
Oh, Conrad. The Conradison right here at the Travis DuFour Show.
Come on,
Connie. I'm going to give you my best Travis DuFour impression. It's not going to be very good. If you missed LTW tonight, you missed a spectacle. Travis DuFour wrestled a midget. Oh my God, I've never laughed that hard ever. Sure, I lost, but I punched a dwarf square in the face, like hard. And you know what? I don't even feel bad about it. If you want to step in my world, be mentally prepared to get punched in the face hard. LOL, LOL, LOL. I love my life. This is another one for the books.
And that was your take on me.
I think there was some Macho Man and several other people like Mr. T thrown in there as well. So I don't know. I don't know what that was. But that was my professional wrestler. That was just generic professional wrestler 1. Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Well, no, if anybody's played the Borderlands series, that sounds just like Torque.
Torque?
Yeah, but he is a Hulk Hogan ripoff. So,
oh well, that's pretty much kind of what I was doing in a way.
But either way, brother, I'm on another level hyped. I just, in my opinion, had a great match with a midget. This match, I will go out of my way to, because it's available on Facebook, but I will go out of my way to rip it and put it on YouTube if anybody wants to see Travis DuFour versus Shovelhead Chuck.
How was the crowd for this match?
The crowd is... Watch the match for yourself, people. But I don't want to toot my own horn, but we had them. We had them the entire match. And
is this pick 1 related to this match?
Yes,
there it is. There we go.
Head Chuck. Here we go.
Wow.
I'm not gonna say
double his size. Yeah, it was definitely more like face to groin.
Yeah.
Face to belly button.
And ladies and gentlemen at home, if you didn't know, I am standing at 6'5".
You are a pretty tall dude. And this guy's probably 4 foot something, 3 foot something.
He looks about half my size.
Yeah.
Height.
So you are towering over him, and clearly you're bragging and putting your hands up in the air, trying to show him up.
Trying to do a test of strength, but he couldn't reach it, brother.
What's interesting is I remember that Jim Ross segment on WWE TV with him impersonating Ross, but I do not remember him looking like that at all.
Oh yeah, he had a wig on. Yeah, he looked completely different. But sorry. Did you try to do it at the same time I did?
Yeah, I did.
That's funny. Moving on. It says in the script, pick 2.
I'll just let you do it, brother.
So so here's a picture of Starlight Gaze.
Are these the Stargaze tag team that I've heard about?
Yeah, and there's a child hanging on my neck.
That was a reference to, for those who are just listening this week, it was a reference. Last week, I kind of butchered their tag team, called them Stargaze instead of Starlight Gaze. So that was my bad.
Yeah, that was your bad.
But so what was going on in that photo with your tag partner? And
now that I'm looking over the script, I have no clue why that's in there.
It's just in there for fun.
I really don't know.
Bonus pick. Bonus.
But we are going to introduce our first video clip of the show, which is a good audio clip as well for the people who listen to the podcast. This is essentially a podcast at the end of the day.
No, yeah.
But since we were just talking about LTW, LTW was kind of infamous for not paying guys. I'm okay, and I want to make this very clear that the promoter for LTW and the promoter's wife treated me great. Okay, I got a lot of great experience.
But did you get paid?
I did.
Oh, wow. Okay, good.
I did. Yes. Now, my manager, off and on, Mike Skills, who not recently, but just a couple years ago, passed away. He managed
Oh,
a
man.
lot of my matches. Yeah,
That's crazy. I never even knew you had a manager, Mike Skills.
I mean, last episode we talked about Tuna for Sushi, Kevin Calloway.
Oh, yeah.
So, but Mike Skills was great. He tried to be a professional wrestler. He had his first match against me, but it just wasn't in the cards for him. He turned into a great, like Bobby Heenan, like Captain Lou, like a great manager Mike Skills was. But there was an incident where Steve, the promoter for LTW, Steve Balsley, didn't pay Mike. And he told Mike to his face. He was like, I don't pay managers, period.
Which that's kind of messed up.
He doesn't pay the referees either. But he just viewed it as, I'm going to pay the actual talent that's risking their well-being.
No, I get that. And you definitely want to make sure your talent's paid, but don't you want to pay everybody that's working for you? What's the incentive for these guys to come to the show and work as a referee? As a
the next episode, we will learn that I promoted a promotion and I paid my managers, my referees. I paid everybody.
That's good, man.
Everybody. But Steve Balsley, he was never a worker. He had children whenever that were really into wrestling. So he wanted to be like the cool dad, and he opened up his own wrestling promotion, not really knowing anybody, but he had a lot of money, but enough money to run a professional wrestling league. And he had booked guys like Kevin Nash over the years. He had spent some money to bring in big stars for his kids to enjoy. But either way, the first video clip that we have for the Travis DuFour Show, which you can watch this on twitch.tv/the DuFour brand for people who are listening to the podcast. This first clip is Joey Landis, who you will remember from a couple episodes ago. He was a backyard wrestler growing up with me, turned pro. But he is in this video clip shooting on LTW and Steve Balsley. It has something to do with the pay. So we'll go ahead and air that clip now.
Roll it.
Hey, Landis, you ain't getting paid. What's got?
He ain't getting paid.
He ain't getting paid. I mean, Steve walked right up to Landis and said, "Don't got nothing for you." So
you ain't getting paid, brother. Go home. And that's when I would be like, you know what? Fuck you. We're throwing down right now.
No, there was a lot of guys who really did some pushback on Steve, but Steve just never used them again. And it eventually turned into a company where there was a lot of guys that weren't getting paid. And a handful of guys like myself were getting paid.
Well, at least you were getting yours.
Brother, I was getting fat checks, $150 every event.
What is seriously $150 for the event?
I'm just kidding. It was 10.
Oh, okay. I was about to be thoroughly impressed. I'm like, that's pretty good for an independent wrestler.
Yeah, kind of just wanted to throw you through a loop there.
Hey, I'm curious though. What is the biggest amount you've ever been paid for a single event? Single match?
I mean,
the fans want to know.
My wrestling career is practically over. So we actually will learn that a little bit later in this very episode. The biggest payday I ever got was $175.
Wow, that's a decent payday.
Yeah.
How cool did that feel? Cash, I imagine.
Cash. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, probably felt
Yeah.
pretty good.
That was for one of the stadium shows that I did, which
Oh.
will also be covered in this episode.
Well, then let's wait till then to talk about it.
Yeah. So cool little sidebar there. But on November, well, actually, I'm not gonna go to November 8th just
We
yet.
got
I
another
do.
picture.
Yeah, we have a little bit of a story time to go through now.
So what's going on here?
Now that's a trash can.
Certainly looks like a trash can.
And what's inside the trash can are
Some lube. No, sorry.
is
No,
that-
no. I thought that was something. No, it's not. That was some,
no,
but
it's
that was
not.
some
That's a
KY
can.
jelly.
That's an energy drink can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What are you using for lube? Okay.
Oh,
no,
nothing. Yeah, it's
No.
not important.
Either
way.
are flyers for a local independent wrestling show.
Oh, flyers. Why are they in the trash?
I put them there.
Why? Why would you do that?
Okay. So as we covered earlier, I'm working at FedEx. Well, there's a woman also working at FedEx, and she recognizes me from, I guess she goes to shows. And I'm walking through the warehouse one day, and she goes, "Hey, I know you." And I look at her and I say, "No, you don't." And I keep walking because I don't talk to strangers, Mike.
It's your policy.
Yeah. I said, "No, you don't." I kept walking. Well, I ended up striking a friendship with this lady. And I guess she was doing some kind of marketing for Primal Conflict Wrestling. And this is a company that some of the workers for the promotion was putting me over to the promoter. "Hey, you should use Travis DuFour. Why hasn't Travis DuFour shown up here? He's blowing up everywhere. Why haven't you used Travis DuFour?" And the promoter, Tyler Steele, never thought I had what it took, and never wanted to book me for one of his cards, even though I have wrestled for Primal Conflict Wrestling before.
So he just thought you were some useless son of a bitch. It wouldn't give you that contract so that you can have a single tear.
I don't really understand what his problem was, but then whenever this girl walked up to him and was like, "Hey, I know Travis DuFour. He works where I work." He specifically said, "Hey, give these flyers to him so he comes and pays for a ticket to watch my show."
What? Why would you do that? Why would you?
Yeah, kiss my ass. I literally took his flyers, threw them in the trash.
This guy wanted you to kiss his ass for a spot on the card, or what?
No, I don't know. I've never even had a conversation with Tyler Steele. Never.
Weird.
But I take his flyers that were hand delivered to me, threw them in the trash can, took a picture, posted it on Facebook, and off we are to the races. He's pissed.
Oh, he saw it?
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm wrestling everywhere. Like I'm in hot demand at this time. There was all kinds of fans sending him messages saying, "Hey, Travis DuFour's posted a picture of your fucking flyers in the trash can."
That's disrespectful.
So Tyler sends me a message on Facebook. He's pissed. He says, if you're serious behind your statement there, you'll meet me. I'm like,
meet you.
I'll
for
meet
a
you.
cup of coffee.
Tyler, you want to go to Starbucks?
He wants to go to some Starbucks and get you a scone.
The Starbucks
Nice.
and the Target. You want to meet me at Target, do you? No, he it's getting heated. He's like, "Listen, meet me today." And he messages me on a Saturday. I'm in a vehicle on the way to a wrestling event that I am booked on. He's
like every other weekend.
Brother, not every. At this point, it's every weekend.
Oh, of course. No, that's what I meant.
Every other weekend, you piece of shit.
Well, whatever.
But anyway, he says, "Meet me at the local movie theater," and to have a man-to-man talk about.
So now he wants to take you out to the movies.
He wants to fight me. He wants to throw hands with Travis DuFour at the local movie theater. And I sent him a message. I said, "I hate to break it to you, but I am on my way to a wrestling event." Because
I'm booked, brother.
Yeah,
I'm always booked.
I said, "Very busy, Tyler. I'll have to catch you at another time." That was the last time I ever talked to him, and that's the only time I've talked to him.
Who schedules a fight for a movie theater?
Fuck him. He was having guys sign a contract that they couldn't wrestle in a 50-mile radius to other leagues if you wrestle for his promotion.
Oh, this guy thought his shit didn't stink.
Well, I want to know the marks who were signing that contract. That's ridiculous on such a small local level.
Because they were probably getting paid what? Nothing, pretty much. So why would you ever sign that?
Yeah. You have any questions about that story? You want to move on to November 8th?
We'll move on, but I will say, fuck you to that guy.
Yeah. He can kiss our whole asses. Me and Mike.
The whole thing.
Tyler Steele. There you go.
I'm coming for you, Tyler, at a movie theater parking lot.
By the way, Primal Conflict Wrestling is closed. Tyler Steele is no longer in the business.
Oh, that's a damn shame.
Yeah, it's too bad. But on November 8th, 2014, Phoenix Pro Wrestling in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, I defeat Tyler Caton to regain my chalice. Because as we learned on the last episode, I ended up losing the chalice to him.
And now you got it back. Was that always the plan, or was this just another evolution in the story?
The reason why I lost the chalice to him is because I was going to move to Hollywood with you at that same time.
Well, that really was the reason.
Yeah, but the plans with you fell through, but I was moving to another city with a girl, but then that fell through.
It's always a girl.
Hey, once everything fell through, I am back. I'm focused on my local areas, and the promoter for Phoenix Pro Wrestling was very relieved that I wasn't actually leaving because he had already had plans for me to win the grand championship at Phoenix Pro Wrestling. Then I tell him I'm leaving, but now I'm not. So on this night, I defeat Tyler to put me back on the path to the grand championship.
And is this a photo from that match?
Yes, this is a lion salt from that.
How many times did you botch this one before you got it right?
No. That was actually a hope spot. I didn't land it on him. He rolled out of the way. That was a planned missed lion salt.
That was a planned missed lion salt. But the one in a match a couple episodes ago, the one we talked about that, the one that landed on Botchamania, that was not planned.
No.
Why would I plan to botch it? I just wanted to bring up Botchamania again.
Come on, Mike. Why would I plan it?
For the people who didn't listen to that episode just yet.
That is a little. Now, if you can kind of tell on that picture, it is a little crooked.
The picture's crooked. Well, yeah. Oh, you mean you're crooked in there?
Yeah. Don't I look a little crooked there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like the smoothest lion salt. I don't think Jericho would be impressed.
Well, I mean,
am I insulting you right now? I feel like I'm insulting you.
No, it just reminded me. I had a Twitter exchange with Chris Jericho whenever I told him, oh fuck, what did I say? I said that his latest song from his album, the one with Judas, I said it wasn't that good, and he didn't like that. And he replied to my tweet.
He did reply to you?
He did.
He's like, you're such a mark.
Yeah, I got that notification. Chris Jericho respond. I have no followers. Chris Jericho retweeted your response. I'm like, what the fuck?
He's like, brother. He's like, how about trying to get the lion salt right before you come and attack my music?
But on November 30th, for some reason, I deactivate my Facebook.
Did you announce it first, though? Did you post a post saying that you were leaving Facebook? That's my favorite thing, is when people go online and they're just like, Facebook, I would like to announce that I am leaving Facebook.
I had made a fan page for Travis DuFour.
Oh, so is that what went dark?
Yeah. And I had announced that, hey, like the page. You only have so many days to like the page, because in so many days I will be deactivating my Facebook. And on November 30th, I am off Facebook. So there is a big section of time where I actually don't have anything to look back on for the show. I don't know what matches I had during this time.
So you had a whole bunch of shit happen.
Oh my God.
But you have no memory.
I wrestled on WWE Sunday Night Heat at this time.
Dude, really?
Against
D'Lo Brown
in 2015.
Against D'Lo Brown?
Yeah, I was in yeah. He did the head shake for the viewers.
Yeah.
I wish the podcast people could have seen that.
That's one reason to watch twitch.tv/the DuFour brand live every Friday. You get to see stuff that you don't get to hear.
That's right. 7 p.m. Eastern. But let's go ahead and pick things back up. April 10th. Where am I, Mike?
April 10th, 2015. You are at Inwood, West Virginia again, working for LTW. And this time you're tag teaming with Simon Shadows. And that's Shane's son, right?
Correct.
Man, I'm getting good at this. I'm getting good at this whole lineage thing.
Dude, you're going to be an expert on my career. You can use that wherever you want to.
I can take that anywhere I go.
But this is a special event, man, because Travis DuFour and Simon Shadows teaming up for the first time. And we end up actually, I'm sorry. Before this event in March, at some point, we had a match with this team, the Estate, Chris Morgan and Draconis, for the LTW tag titles, where we lost, but it was a dusty finish where we had a 10-minute time limit and we ended up beating them, but it was after the time limit had drawn. So the ring announcer had to make an announcement and say, Travis DuFour and Simon Shadows aren't the tag champions. Time limit expired. Still tag champions, the Estate. And that was a big moment for the crowd. They popped big time whenever me and Simon won. But then shortly after, the announcement's made. It's all booze. The Estate is still the tag champions. We fast forward to April 10th. And on this night, 1 month after that event happened, Travis DuFour and Simon Shadows clean beats the Estate for the LTW tag titles.
Clean. So you're the tag champs again. But
yeah.
this is your first time holding these particular tag titles, though, right?
Yes, the one and only time. Steve, the owner of LTW, is very happy with my work at this point and straps me up with the tag titles.
It's got to feel good, right? I've asked you that before, but you've said, wrestling, the titles are just a prop and all that. And I get it. But at the end of the day, it is a sign of confidence in the company putting the belt on you. Saying, and we think you can carry this.
The main thing that I liked about it, though, if we're being honest, is teaming with Simon Shadows. Me and Simon are best friends at this point. We've done, I beat him for the CPW junior heavyweight title. We have a lot of history, me and Simon. So for us to collaborate, and we're the baby faces at this time as well. So I don't get to work baby face very often. And Simon ended up helping me get over.
And did it work? Did the crowd accept you as a babyface?
Crowd loved it. See, they saw me wrestle the midget, Shovelhead Chuck, and those matches were essentially at the core comedy matches. And they ended up finding out that Travis DuFour was pretty likable out of those comedy matches. So now I'm a full-fledged babyface at this point, teaming with Simon Shadows.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Did the Estate have any issue with putting you guys over? Any issues with that? Any drama?
Not at all. Chris Morgan and Draconis, they were finding themselves wrestling. I don't want to paint them in a bad light. I think that they're both very, very good wrestlers. But they weren't wrestling for very reputable promotions. So, and that's kind of like a guilty by association thing.
So they had a reputation, you'd say?
Say it again.
They had like a negative reputation because of the places they've worked?
No, but if you pull up promotions that mainly book untrained guys or guys that aren't finely tuned, if you're showing up at those places and wrestling on cards like that, it doesn't matter how good you personally are, you will be painted with that, it's kind of being the guy who wrestles on the outlaw mud shows.
Yeah, makes sense. Which you would never be found on these days.
Oh my God. I named my promotion Outlaw Wrestling. So that answers your question there.
So this is the very next day. You're wrestling again the very next day, April 11th.
Yeah.
Just right.
Yeah. About an
So
hour.
the very next day after winning these titles, you're wrestling in a singles match.
It's a triple threat. But
Oh, triple threat. Yeah.
But yeah, the very
Wait,
next day.
why are you wrestling? Yeah, I see here in the notes. I'm just reading this for the first time, folks, for you at home. You are wrestling your tag team partner.
Yeah.
He's one of the guys. What's going on? What's going on in this situation? Different promotion.
Yeah.
SWA. So the storylines don't necessarily cross over.
Correct.
Between the promotions. Okay.
And this promotion, it is about an hour down the street. And that is something. I'm glad that you mentioned that. There's a lot of wrestlers out there who they'll go an hour down the street, but they are politicking hard. They can't look bad. They can't lose. If they do lose, it's got to be shady circumstances, because just an hour down the road, they're king shit. They're the heavyweight champion. They're doing this and that.
What is it with that though? At the end of the day, it's all work. It's all, winning and losing doesn't matter. Right? You agree with that?
Bush League. That is some Bush League baby shit.
Yeah.
Yes. Couldn't agree more with that sentiment. Whenever I go to an event, brother, what is the story? How am I getting over? How are you getting over? What is the small details to the match? I don't give a fuck what I'm doing an hour down the street.
Yeah.
But moving on. On this night, I do defeat Simon Shadows and Sean Stevens. And we will go to pick 5. That is.
Whoa, look at those man boobs behind you. Jesus, that's where my eyes went immediately.
Wow, Mike. That's my manager who passed away, Mike. Yeah.
Hey, my eyes will gravitate to the titties every single time.
That's Mike Skills, the guy who we were just talking about. Wow, Mike.
I'm my apologies. My apologies. First of all, I'm not saying anything negative.
No, you're not. And he
guess
would
I
have
kind
found
of
that money anyway.
I guess I kind of am, but I mean, not really.
No, he that was a part of his gimmick. He knew he was a bigger guy. Come out in the Hawaiian shirt with it all open, have your chest out and all that.
He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, which was a total heat seeker. He knew what he was doing. But on April 23rd, 2015, I do announce a leave from wrestling.
No. Why? Yeah. What's going on here?
Well, on Facebook, I posted that I had a back injury of some kind. Now, I'm going to totally shoot right now. My back, of course, I had some wear and tear. I wouldn't have minded having a couple months off at this point. Could I have physically continued? 100%. I totally could have.
And you are the LTW tag team champions.
Correct. Yeah.
Right now. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, currently holding the belt. But at this time, I have met somebody, a woman.
Dude, it's always a woman. It's
So
always
stupid.
a woman.
Stupid. I decide in my real life that I need a job that is going to pay me more than FedEx. And I leave there and I start working at a casino. It's more money.
The slot, that's the photo that you showed me earlier, right?
Yeah, that's the photo that I showed you. Do we have that available for the show? Yes, we do. Yeah, let's go ahead and show that. I am working at the
Slot City.
Yeah. I'm working at the Hollywood Casino in Charlestown, West Virginia. And the story behind the picture here, this Indian gentleman, he recognized me from YouTube.
He's a wrestling fan.
He is. And he was in the area. I guess he was spending a little bit of time on the East Coast in his travels. He's from India. And he was searching like Pennsylvania pro wrestling, West Virginia pro wrestling. He was just Googling these terms and YouTubing things, and he recognized me. So I have a picture with him.
What's that like, getting recognized in public like that? You just doing your own thing, minding your own business, and then someone recognizes you.
This one really caught me off guard. He added me on Facebook and everything, which is why I have the picture.
Oh, because he posted it and then added you.
Yeah, yeah. Do you see how I'm shaking his hand? Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's a awkward handshake to say the least.
He's giving me the Donald Trump limp wrist handshake.
Very odd.
Yeah. So, but with my announcement from leaving pro wrestling, I'm lining up dates, my farewell tour, if you will.
And was this meant to be a serious farewell tour? Like you were taking it serious, or is this just something to generate some buzz?
Well, I didn't know how long I was leaving. I knew that since I got the job at the casino, it was a full-time job and I'd be working the weekends. So,
So you thought the wrestling was going to be done for at least a while.
yes, I wanted to see what was going to happen at the casino if I could change my schedule eventually. But at this point, I want to make more money. And so I'm kind of putting a halt on my wrestling. And plus, and we said earlier, drinking was a problem for me at this time.
Yeah. So were you spending a lot of money on drinking then?
Oh yeah, yeah. May 20th. So let's see here. April 23rd, 2015. I'm announcing that I'm leaving wrestling. At this time, oh yeah, yeah. I'm not just drinking to be social. I actually, to put into perspective, if I go over to your house, Mike, you've invited me over, and you say, "Hey, brother, if you want something to drink, I have a beer in the fridge." If I go to your fridge and if I see that there's one or two beers, I'm not going to drink them. There needs to be a fridge full of beer if I am going to drink.
Because you want to know that you can actually get drunk, not just have a beer or two.
No, I'm not drinking that shit for the taste. I'm drinking to get lit.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, was anyone trying to intervene? I don't. If I'm getting ahead, you can let me know. But was anyone at some point trying to intervene or say, "Hey, man, think you might be overdoing it"? Anything like that at this point?
No. It's kind of a situation where, there's other people drinking at these things too. Uh, my best friends are kind of keeping an eye on me, but it's not to a point where, I don't know, like I'm not like drunk driving or anything like that. It's not to
Well, that's
that
good.
point.
Because I definitely made some mistakes with drunk driving back in the day. But
Did you?
that's a story for another podcast. Actually, we do have an episode on alcoholism at some point. So
We do. Here in a couple weeks, we will be tackling that. Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I just wanted to make sure that is known. So my first stop on my temporary leave from wrestling journey is May 1st, 2015. Phoenix Pro Wrestling in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Mike, I am in my first ever Grand Championship title match.
Grand Championship.
Yes, this is the
Is that
top
like the
title.
World Championship?
Yes.
So you're wrestling for the big title in your farewell tour.
Well, since I know that I'm leaving, I just beat Tyler for the chalice. I have the chalice. Originally,
And remind us, what does the chalice get you again? What does that do for you?
it's kind of like Money in the Bank. Once you win the chase for the chalice, you can cash it in for a title match, but it doesn't have to be for the Grand Championship. It can be for the Legacy or the tag titles.
Okay.
But a match originally is Robbie Page versus Jacob Young versus Tyler Caton. At this time, Robbie Page is the Phoenix Pro Wrestling Grand Champion. I cash in earlier in the night in this big promo, and I am interjected into that match.
So you weren't originally supposed to be in it then?
No, but I'm cashing in the chalice, putting myself into the match.
Cool.
And I lose. But Tyler Caton is now the Phoenix Pro Wrestling Grand Champion.
Your tag buddy.
Yeah, and this is pretty much the end of our feud. He gets to ride off in the sunset. He's the Grand Champion. He's the guy everybody's talking about.
Does that photo go with this then?
No, that is from my return.
Oh, that's me return. My bad.
But moving on, there's really not much to say about this match. What's really cool is that Robbie Page, Jacob Young, Travis DuFour, Tyler Caton, all four of these guys being in the match. This is the original group that started training together at the rec center. Robbie took pretty much us three under his wings first.
Yeah.
So it was like a full circle match. It was cool.
So what happened next?
Moving on, my next date on my farewell tour is May 16th, 2015. Pro Wrestling Showcase. Now, just to put a little bow on the last story, I thought that Phoenix Pro Wrestling Grand Championship title match, I thought that was going to be my last match. I got my schedule from the casino. I could fit one more date in. So May 16th, 2 weeks later after that show, I get a hold of Pro Wrestling Showcase. They're having a match in a show in Martinsburg, West Virginia, which is where I grew up. I have my mom, sister, brother, all come out to watch this match. They booked me against Detective David Hetfield.
Was he a known guy, or what was his situation?
He's in his first, I think, 2 years in wrestling. But he's
so was that a pretty big deal having your family out there to watch that match and support you and support your dream and all that? You know, this is your farewell tour.
Yeah, I mean, my mom, my brother, and my sister really, at this point, had never really been to a match. Yeah, here and there, but nothing real notable.
And was that on purpose? What was the reason for that? Was they just, busy and work schedules and that kind of thing? Or why do you think that never happened too often?
I have never had the support of my family for wrestling. They will say things to my face, oh, that's great. That's great. What are you doing next? Oh yeah. How's it going? But they're not saying, can I get tickets? Can I go?
So did they not take it seriously? Maybe they were just hoping that it was a phase at one point, but it never was a phase. It just continued on, or what would you say?
I think they paid no mind. I think they were wrapped up in their own lives. I think that they just, to be frank, they just didn't care.
Yeah. Well, that's sad.
Hey, no skin off my nose, brother. This is my dream.
Yeah, it's not theirs.
Plus, I mean, we'll find out in a couple episodes here on the Travis DuFour Show as well that I had an interesting childhood growing up. I was kind of alone most of my life anyway. So, but
you were literally booking this farewell tour on the fly. So like you said that, you got your work schedule at the casino and you had some room for another date or two. So basically this farewell tour is just being booked on the fly as you can. I mean, it's just kind of, wrestling as much as you can before it's over, essentially.
Yes. And Pro Wrestling Showcase, they kind of really jump at the bit to have one of my farewell matches there because they know that, it's probably going to affect the draw, which it did. And so I defeat Detective David Hetfield, but that's not the end. The casino tells me once again, I could probably fit in the next weekend. So give us that date, Mike.
May 23rd, 2015, IWF, Martinsburg, West Virginia, at Rumble at the Pub. And you're in a tournament?
Well, this is kind of like the Royal Rumble.
Rumble, okay. Which will make sense that it's called Rumble at the Pub.
Come on, brother. Put the pieces together, Mike.
I'm sorry, man. I just can't keep up. You're too fast for me.
This is actually the third annual Rumble at the Pub, and I placed second.
Second place is good. Although Ricky Bobby would say, if you're not first, you're last.
Yeah, well, I got heat for doing this event.
Why? What happened?
The previous promotion, Pro Wrestling Showcase on May 16th, I made it very clear to them that was my last match before I go.
And then just hey, that was supposed to be your farewell match. What the fuck?
They thought I double-crossed them.
You lying son of a bitch.
I have a lot of history with the promoter for Pro Wrestling Showcase. We go way back to whenever I was Trey Blaylock. And he thought that it was kind of like a double cross because the promoter for the next promotion is Robbie Page, my best friend.
Yeah.
So yeah, double cross PWS, get on that show, fuck them, and then have the actual farewell match.
You know what your gimmick should be for till the end of time is? It should be like you're booking your farewell match, but every time there's always another farewell match. Like it's never actually the farewell.
I've always wanted to have a gimmick. It's similar to that, where you, for some reason, your match gets canceled every single time. You're on the flyer. You're there. It's Travis DuFour versus this guy, but on your way to the ring, you trip on the steps and hurt your ankle. Match gets canceled. You make your way to the ring. Your opponent doesn't show up. Match gets canceled. Just there's something that happens every single.
It's a string of bad luck.
Yeah, but then have the big payoff be an actual match. But anyway, now we're spitballing ideas, Mike.
We're armchair booking.
But yeah, that is it. May 23rd, 2015. I am done for the time being.
So what are you doing during this time? You're just working at the casino.
Literally just working. I'm also having Johnny Depp like fights with my partner at this time as well.
Your partner, romantic partner, you mean?
Or? Yeah, this girl that I left wrestling for to get a better job, higher paying job, so I could pay her bills.
Damn, she was pooping on your side of the bed.
She wasn't. It never went that far, but she did throw hands.
Oh shit!
At me.
Did you punch her right in the face right back? I hope you did.
No, I did not. I called the police like you're supposed to do. But
I'm getting my ass kicked.
But by end of summer, this relationship has ended. Yeah. And now,
while you're at the casino, you thinking about wrestling?
Every day.
Like, are you thinking about when am I getting back, or is at this point, no, you're not thinking that? Like,
well, as the relationship is souring with every month that goes by, I'm on Facebook, I'm watching all these events happening, and I'm missing all of them.
So, did one of the stipulations of this relationship? Did she not like the wrestling? She wanted you to have a job and not wrestle, or what?
She liked wrestling a lot. She liked that I liked to wrestle, but she also was a bipolar, insane, psychotic, troubled person. And I fucking found myself completely interwoven with that. It took some of the worst days of my life. But yeah, but moving on, it all ends by the end of the summer. August 27th, we have the first glimpse of a return. There's a Facebook post. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, and so this is what you wrote. Starlight Gaze returns September 11th. A video message to Non Grata in the coming weeks to come. #Gaze. And that's GAZE, by the way.
Hey, brother, from out of nowhere. Yeah. From out of nowhere. September 11th. No name of a promotion. No, nothing. Just there you go.
Did you already have a booking then, though, to say that?
I did. I was in touch with Phoenix Pro. I let them know that my bidding at the casino for a new shift had opened up, and they gave it to me. I would now be working at the casino from Mondays to Thursdays.
Nice. So you're not leaving the job. You just got a new schedule, and that opened up some time for wrestling.
Bada bing, bada boom. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It is now open. I am training. I am training at Gold's Gym at this time. I am getting ready to return.
Do you think this time off hurts you in any way from a physical standpoint? Like your stamina, did you develop any ring rust during this time, in your opinion?
Great question. I really don't think so. I was at a stage, so let's think about it. 2015, I've been wrestling for 9 years at this point. I just got done having a pretty good string of years. I am more hungry than ever. Like, whenever I'm at the casino, I'm at each location for 1 hour at a time. And in an 8-hour span, I'm in 8 different locations, 1 hour at a time. I need to pass the time at this job. I am constructing entire matches in my head and watching them play out using my imagination at
So
this
the passion
board.
definitely has not gone away.
Yeah, to just give some insight, I was a security officer checking IDs. Okay, lot of downtime.
Yeah.
So can't stop thinking about wrestling. But so let's go ahead and talk about September 11th.
Yeah, September 11th, 2015 at out at Luna, PA. At Luna, is that what it's called?
Altoona?
Altoona.
Wow.
Altoona. Yeah,
Altoona.
I've heard of it, but never been there.
No, you should go. That's the home of Sheets.
Oh, is it really?
It's the capital of
I
Sheets.
love
Yeah, they have their
Sheets.
headquarters.
I love Sheets.
Oh, do
Anyway,
you?
yeah, I do.
Real quick. You have a Sheets in Ohio?
We have lots of Sheets in Ohio. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, go on.
I like the mac and cheese bites and all that shit.
Oh,
very good. Yeah, they're good.
Yes.
Good shit. Anyway, Travis DuFour, he's making his return to Phoenix Pro Wrestling, and in a tag team match with Starlight Gaze defeating Non Grata. So was this a title match or just a return match? What was this about?
At this time, Randall Fairway and ISP are kind of they're in a feud with Tyler Caton. They've been poking the bear, and they have been a tag team since they've came to Phoenix Pro Wrestling. Now Tyler needs a partner,
And he's been wrestling while you were gone.
Yes, and the last time that they saw me was the end of me and Tyler's feud. Tyler ended up winning the grand championship. He rode off in the sunset. He's still been up there defending the belt. I've been gone. Now is the time for him to find a partner, and the big surprise partner return is Travis DuFour. We come out, and that is a picture from that night. You can see chop marks from my chest from ISP. We have a pretty good match with Randall Fairway and ISP.
Did you lose any muscle mass during your time off, or were you still working out, or was that even a thing that you were doing, was working out? Or
I really wasn't working out. I think that about July or so, I'm getting back into the gym. This match is September 11th. My diet is really good at this time though. So as you can see from the picture, I still have a little bit of weight on me. I'm about 182 pounds in that picture.
Yeah. So how was your tag team partner? Was he happy to have you back?
Ecstatic. Tyler and I have always loved working with each other.
That's good.
So he was all about it. But it's during this time that we're putting together the story. We know that, yes, Starlight Gaze is together. They just took on Non Grata. But the end goal is have me be a heel at the very end of this, and I'm going to turn on Tyler again. But we will get to that.
So we have this other pick here. Do you want to talk about this and how this fits in?
Yes, that is a perfect illustration of how over Tyler is at this point. Tyler Caton is the grand champion at this time, and the child in this picture dressed head to toe just like Tyler Caton.
And this is just a fan.
Yeah, he's like 7 or 8 years old.
That must feel really good to have people, who are that big of fans showing their support like that.
I couldn't believe it. And the kid in that picture, I believe his name is Devin. He was wearing a helmet there because there's something going on with him. He has some kind of a physical something going on with him.
Yeah. And in this whole list of stuff that we have related to your return, we also have a video to show as well.
Very cool. Yeah, let's see the video. Okay. This before
you had a drive through, right?
Yeah, before we talk about the video, it is announced at November 28th, 2015, that Starlight Gaze is going to take on Non Grata to settle the scores in a cage match, and it'll be my first cage match.
So was this exciting for you, being getting a chance to be in a cage match?
Brother, I mean, bucket list. Let's do it all. I've wrestled a midget not long ago. Now there's a cage being presented to me.
Now, is this one of those cage matches where you had to escape to win, or could you pin and you could pin or submit as well?
Old school rules, gotta escape to win.
Nice.
But this promo is in it's a promo for the match. If you'd like to see the whole video, it is Travis DuFour searches for non grata, but this is a clip from it. I made a drive-through at McDonald's, and for some reason, Mike, I think that Randall Fairway and ISP are at this McDonald's.
Taking your order, huh? Let's take a look.
How am I supposed to get to Randall Fairway and ISP if you guys are closed? I know this is McDonald's. I know you're here. Is this the only? There's two spots. Okay, I'm gonna see if.
Thank you for choosing Springville McDonald's. How may I help you?
Yeah, can I get a Randall Fairway and ISP?
A what?
A Fairway and ISP, non grata.
Say that again, please.
It's like a guy who puts tape on his feet.
What?
They're not here, are they?
What's that? Say it one more time.
No, I'm just looking because November 28th we're supposed to. It's me and Tyler Caton versus ISP and this guy, and he's here today because he's always at McDonald's. So,
Sir, are you playing?
no.
I don't know what you're saying.
All right. Have a nice day.
You too.
Sir, are you playing?
No.
I don't understand you. I can't understand you.
Oh man, we had so much fun. I had just met my fiance around that time, and me and her just got in the car, turned on the camera, and just drove around. If you watch the whole video in your own time, you'll see that we went to Dunkin' Donuts. We went to all kinds of places. That was a really fun promo to shoot.
So, were these guys supposed to be working there, or that was part of the fun of it that they?
It was a weight joke.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow,
And
what a fucking asshole.
Well, I was at Dunkin' Donuts earlier, and I was like, "Oh, I just left Dunkin'
You just
Donuts."
think us fucking fat people just hang out at these fast food joints, don't you? Don't you, you son of a bitch?
It was okay in hindsight, Mike. To your credit, maybe a little bit of cheap heat there, but we're actually the baby faces in all this.
Oh wow, wow.
So I thought it was funny to go to Dunkin' Donuts. Oh, they're all out of donuts. I guess you guys were here all day.
Yeah, that's funny.
But so we move on to the match.
Yeah, September 11th, right?
On November 28th.
Oh, November 28th.
November 28th.
Right. November 28th, 2015, for Phoenix Pro Wrestling in Altoona.
Jesus God.
I'm never going to this fucking town. At Altoona, PA, Starlight Gay is in a match with Non Grata. This is a cage match. What goes down?
Yeah, so this match changes everything for me and Tyler in more ways than one. In preparation for the match, I'm in the back and I decide that I'm going to pair off with Randall Fairway. Now, Randall Fairway, he's an older guy, and I just kind of, he's not that old, but I just kind of get the sense that he wants to take it easy in this match. And brother, me too. I want to play it smart. I don't want to take any major crazy risks. I'm leaving that to Tyler Caton and ISP. I'm kind of standing off to the side and I'm listening to Tyler talk to ISP about what they want to do. It's just crazy shit. It's just crazy shit. Yeah, then we'll go to the top, and then I'll take you and smash you off this and that's yada 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 yada. I'm looking at Randall like, we're not doing even half of that shit. Like
hardcore stuff?
No, hell no.
And you just were protecting your body at this time?
I mean, I know that Tyler and ISP are going to be doing.
I mean,
some
this is a
crazy shit.
cage match. You got to pull out all the stops.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to think of the crazies. I didn't do anything crazy in this match. So, but okay, so let's get to the match. We now know that Travis and Randall not going to be doing anything crazy. ISP and Tyler, they've been talking crazy spots all night. And now we're in the match. Let's just get straight to it. ISP puts Tyler Caton on his shoulders, electric chair drop style. Following me, Mike?
Like Samoa Joe.
No, he's sitting like you have your child on your shoulders. At
Oh,
the
okay,
fair.
I got you.
Yeah. ISP has Tyler Caton child on the shoulders at the fair style, and he climbs to the top rope.
Oh, damn.
Now Tyler is holding on to the top of the cage. ISP is standing on the top rope. How high is the top rope, you think? 5 feet?
Yeah,
6
probably
feet?
about 5 or 6.
Okay. Tyler, so ISP has him. ISP feels some kind of a sign from Tyler to go ahead and start going. Tyler is getting mixed signals. Tyler goes ahead and starts to go. About a half of a second later, ISP decides to go. It's bad timing. Tyler is plummeting straight to the ground from the top of the cage, with ISP following him.
Oh.
Tyler lands accordion style on the top of his shoulders with his feet going over his
No.
head. He lands. That's not the worst part. ISP lands on top of Tyler after he's been pancaked.
He's dead.
Well, Tyler fractures his spine.
No. Wow.
At this time, his spine is severed.
Jesus.
He doesn't realize. ISP also doesn't realize. The match continues. Tyler and ISP do like 7 more spots after this. Tyler takes a
Tyler's got to be feeling something at this point.
Nothing. The adrenaline has completely taken over. He takes a suplex. There was a belly to belly. Tyler takes multiple moves after this. And then Tyler does the finish. We win the match. We win the cage match. We get to the back. Tyler's acting completely normal. He's, kind of touching his back, moving it around a little bit near, whenever it's time to say goodbye. Tell there's a little bit of discomfort. But then the next day, from my understanding, we'd have to get Tyler on the record at some point. I believe it was the next day, or it might have even been a week after. He was starting to feel some discomfort at work, I believe, if memory serves me correctly. He ended up getting it checked out at the hospital. And the doctor was so surprised. He was like, I can't believe that you didn't come to me that night that it happened.
Yeah. This guy's a trooper.
But you have a fracture. Now, over time, Tyler would eventually come back from this. But over time, his spinal column, I guess you have multiple discs. Two of his discs were broken and over time had fused together. The only thing that they had Tyler do was wear a back brace and take it easy.
That's all they had him do.
No surgery.
Interesting.
And then after wearing the back brace, doing things right, I guess it was a couple months, they looked at his spine and they realized that 2 of his vertebrae had fused together and his back was stronger because of it.
Really?
Stronger. He's like Spider-Man. Crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah. But he would eventually make his comeback.
So did he have to surrender the Grand Slam championship?
We will get into that. December 18th. We'll find out.
All right. We're going to find out next, actually. That's next on the list. December 18th, 2015. Phoenix Pro Wrestling, you're in a match with Psycho Fusion.
Travis Dorian and Mark Hart in a #1 contendership match.
So it's a triple threat.
That's right. And I go ahead and defeat Psycho Fusion, Travis Dorian, and Mark Hart. The main event comes. The main event of this event is Tyler Caden defending the Grand Championship against Jack Massacre, who is a legit over 7 feet tall, kind of looks like the Big Show. But Mike, his back's broken?
Yeah.
He comes out and says, listen, guys, my back is fucked. He didn't say that. But yeah, he does a whole promo and says, I have to give up the Grand Championship. But then Kes Edison comes out. Now, introducing Kes Edison into the story. He is the general manager of Phoenix Pro Wrestling. He can make matches. Kes comes out and says, Tyler, you've been a fighting champion. You've been a great champion. But since you have to relinquish the title, I think it's only fair that we have a Grand Championship title match right here, right now. Who would you like to take your place? He asks Tyler, who do you want to take your place? Tyler says, if Travis is up for it, because I know he's already wrestled, he did win the #1 contendership earlier tonight, and he is my best friend. And if I could think of anybody to take my place, it's my best friend, Travis DuFour. Here I come.
Yeah.
Grand Championship title match.
Giving it to his buddy, his tag team partner.
That's right.
That's a good story.
That's right. I completely align myself with Kes Edison by the end of the match. Behind the referee's back, I take the Grand Championship and crack Jack Massacre with it. So I'm doing this very dirty, but the fans are cheering me throughout this whole thing. You have Tyler Caden on the side cheering me on. You have Kes Edison kind of with more energy cheering me on, because at the end of this, I will be aligned with Kes Edison. He will be my manager. And at the end, I beat Jack Massacre 1, 2, 3. Tyler Caden gets in the ring to shake my hand. I can't get physical with him. I just slap his hand out of the way, give a hug to Kes Edison. Tyler Caden's back on my shit list.
You dirty, rotten son of a bitch. How can you do that to your friend and tag team partner?
What was my choices? I wanted to be the champ.
You were going to be the champ. You were going to fucking be the champ. You were going to win the belt, and you were going to have the congratulations and support of your tag partner, but instead you practically spat in his face. What's with that?
Like I said on the last episode, there was just too many people that were cheering Tyler Caden, and then he just got done being with his Grand Championship title run. He was the biggest baby face in Phoenix Pro at this time.
So you were tired of being in his shadow.
That's an interesting way to paint it. I think I was on my own path, Mike.
You were tired of being in his shadow. Let's get down to brass tacks. Okay. You were tired of playing second fiddle to the man, to the star.
Honestly, if my dream was to be a baby face, I probably would be a little heated with Tyler, because I could never compete.
I don't think you'd be a natural baby face. You just have heel written all over you. You're just a natural bad guy. And I mean that in the most positive of ways.
Is it the red hair, or what do you think it is?
Well, I mean that helps you, but I'm not talking about anything with looks. I just mean you just have this demeanor about you, the way you come across, that just people would love to hate you.
Why did people like Abe Lincoln so much?
Because he was honest.
Well, I look just like Abe Lincoln, and you're telling me I look like a hateful mother.
Yeah, well, I don't think he was a redhead though.
He wasn't. Yeah, you got me on that one.
There was a difference right there. That's why people liked him.
But let's go ahead and I guess pick 10. is so the picture for one of the following events is, we'll go ahead and it's circulating, and it's my first real showcase on a flyer.
That's you.
Yeah.
It's you. How did you feel seeing yourself promoted in this way on the flyer as the main match?
I mean, yeah, great. Obviously,
Yeah. Doing big things.
I had never been featured on a flyer before like this. So, and I still have an original poster of this graphic. But that's actually the February 27th date.
Yeah, we still have a couple dates before that.
Well, I have one date.
Oh. What's that one? January 30th, right?
Yeah.
January 30th, 2015, Phoenix Pro Wrestling, Bulldog Arena. Travis DuFour is in a match with Matt Sagaris.
That's right. He would change his name later to John Roden, but at this time,
good, because Sagaris sucks.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess maybe that is why he changed his name.
In my opinion.
No, but I wasn't originally supposed to wrestle Matt Sagaris. I was supposed to wrestle this guy named Ryan Colby, who had canceled the day of. The reasoning slips me, but there was a guy who was there, Matt Sagaris, and I had wrestled him a couple years earlier as Starlight Gaze, and him and his tag partner. We had a really good match, and I always respected John Roden. So on this night, January 30th, I defeated John Roden, Matt Sagaris.
Getting some wins under your belt again, I see.
First title defenses went well. We have established that Kes Edison is a bastard, and he's with me, and he helped me cheat pretty much the whole match.
So you go from being in this great tag team with your friend to being a son of a bitch who only cares about himself.
I thought it was great storytelling.
Yeah, well, I'm just letting you know it doesn't make you a good person. Might be great storytelling, doesn't make you a good person.
Yeah, talking about people who
I'm just saying I feel bad for Tyler.
You feel bad?
Yeah, Tyler was the champion.
Tyler
had it ripped from under him. He would still be champion today.
Do you think he should have wrestled with his fucking back brace on?
No, I don't think he should have wrestled, but I just think that if it weren't for him getting injured, maybe, just maybe, you would have never been Grand Slam champion.
Well, no, that's why I said that event changed everything.
Yeah. I'm of course just playing into it, of course. I'm just having some fun.
Yeah, you're a piece of shit. February 4th, 2015. Axel Rotten, former ECW superstar.
Yeah, he dies. He's done. So why is this a part of the show? I know that you mentioned him before because his needles, his drugs got you banned from a particular venue, right?
Well, to be just very serious,
allegedly.
We can say alleged all we want. That was his fucking needles. But I just remember, oh man, my history with Axel Rotten goes way back. I've wrestled on more shows with Axel Rotten than any other like big star. Axel lived in Baltimore. He was in an hour's drive from where I live, and he just showed up at shows here a lot. And I didn't exactly, like, I never took a seminar with Axel or anything like that.
You guys are basically best friends.
Basically. Axel kind of proved that he was a piece of shit because he had piece of shit acquaintances around him all the time. I mean, and if you are literally going to shoot drugs in the locker room, I see you do it. And then, like, I watched him shoot drugs, and then like an hour less than later, he had a match, and it was a beautiful 5-star match.
What the fuck? This guy's having good matches on drugs.
He was literally slobbering. And then somebody came back, was like, yo, Axel, you're up next. Your opponent's already in the ring. We're about to play your music in 30 seconds. This dude goes from drooling, staring at the ground, just lifts his head, picks up his steel chair that he was just drawing his name on, walks to the ring, has a great match, comes to the back, sits back down in the spot he was just in, nods back out. That's the most impressive.
That is
thing
impressive.
I've
I gotta
ever
say,
seen.
that's super impressive. Because I can't do
couldn't.
shit when I'm high on marijuana, let alone the drugs that he was doing.
Just, I don't want to, whatever.
Yeah, we don't want to speak ill of the dead.
Axel was Axel.
Everyone
So,
has their issues, some more than others, but it's unfortunate. I'll say that.
yeah, but but I'm really excited about February 27th, 2016. That's my next defense. That's my next date. But something happens
Yeah.
on the way too.
You get involved in a bit of a car accident.
Yes.
Look at this car.
Nasty.
This car's fucked.
Yeah.
I think that's what they call in the biz totaled.
Yeah, no, I was standing next to the guy who towed it. He was like, so I assume the people who were in this car died, huh? And I looked at him, I was like, I was driving it. So no.
So no one got hurt badly.
No, yeah. So the story is I went to pick up my fiance from work. We were
Is this your current fiance or somebody else?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I picked her up. We were on our way back home, and we were near an on-ramp to the highway. We were about to pass this on-ramp to the highway, but there was another car coming from the opposite direction, and they thought they had enough time to make this turn. The light went yellow. They thought they had just enough time to make this turn. Well, I also thought I had just enough time to make it through this yellow light, and they straight head on. You can see that they hit the front right side of the car. It was head on.
They got you good, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So how was going through this? Do you remember the accident very much? Do you remember being in it?
Yes. I remember looking at the light, and the last thing I saw before impact was just headlights. And then boom, confusion. And then you're sitting there. I saw smoke rolling out of the front of the car. Wow. First thing I did was touch my arms all the way to my fingertips, touch my legs all the way down to my toes. And I was like, happy. I was excited. I was like,
feel everything. You move everything.
I was like, bro, I made it. Like,
wow.
I'm
alive.
I look over in the passenger side where my fiance is. She's screaming.
Oh.
Yeah, she looks to be in pain. So now I have to get out of the car. The frame has bent my door. So I literally have to kick my door off of its hinges.
Wow.
So it goes flying. I am now out of the car. The driver of the other vehicle who hit me is a young girl. She's about 16, 17 years old. She's running towards me, screaming, sorry, I am so sorry. Oh my God. Like she's freaking the fuck out.
And so when she got up to you, you punched her in the face?
Boom. Just a right jab. Just boom.
Good. She probably went down like a sack of bricks.
I couldn't believe it. She was out. But no, I didn't like that she was trying to put the situation on her. Like, oh my God. I was just like, move out of my fucking way. I had to get to the other side of the car, to the passenger side.
Because you were concerned about your fiance at this point.
Yes. And the door won't open. So this is another door. I have to, and dude, then I'm kind of realizing I have like weird strength and
so you have to channel your inner Brock Lesnar for this one.
I ripped this fucking door off the car. And I pulled her out of the car. She stands up on her feet, and immediately she starts going back down. There's something wrong with her ankle. She had ended up, I guess whenever the car hit, it had like threw her legs over so fast that it like twisted her ankle.
Wow.
But yeah, so this car accident is posted on Facebook. I announced to everybody that I'm in a car accident.
So this kind of puts your match that's coming up here real soon in jeopardy.
That's what I want people to think.
Yeah.
And so We go to February 27th,
So this
2015.
car accident was a work. You planned this.
Yeah, I told the lady, I was like, fucking give it
You
to
better
me.
make this look good, and you hit me dead on.
I was like, strong style. We're doing this Japan. But yeah, I'm not letting people know that I'm fine. That
You're playing with the idea that maybe that this match won't happen. Maybe.
Well, it's funny because so my next match is happening February 27th. About 2 days before this date, I am at work and I feel like I'm having a heart attack. Like an actual
real?
heart attack. Yeah. Like I'm my vision's going in and out. I'm hard of breath. My chest is fucking killing me.
Jesus.
Huh?
That would make you freak out, right?
Dude, I'm so glad I had a walkie-talkie with this job because I got right on the radio and I was like, I do not feel good. I am going down.
I am going down. Send help.
A whole announcement to everybody who has
Code
a radio.
red. Code red.
Mountain Dew, brother. Code red. I'm going down. Yeah, they end up. I don't take an ambulance to the hospital, but my boss drives me to the hospital. What happened was I had a anxiety, like a panic attack.
Wow. What was it over, do you think?
The doctor thinks it had something to do with the car crash, like a couple days after, like trauma in my body.
Like basically freaking out because it could have been much worse. Like you could have died, and like your fiance could have been more hurt.
I wasn't thinking about it, or I think it was like a body anxiety.
Have you ever had a panic attack prior to that?
Prior, no.
Since then?
Tons.
Wow.
Not because of this, but yeah. So I just played my cards safe and I went to the hospital to get it checked out. The bill for this fucking anxiety attack was crazy. If you ever, listeners, if you have an anxiety attack, don't go to the hospital.
Oh yeah, they'll put you through the ringer.
Oh my God. And
they'll sign you up for everything. They'll be like, oh, we give him that. Yeah.
And if you have any kind of financial burden, like if that causes depression for you or anything like that, please be careful going to the hospital.
Yeah. If you have issues and you're stressing out, imagine what that hospital bill is going to do to your stress after. So
not obviously if you need to go to the hospital, fucking go to the hospital.
For sure. But I have a stance for like me personally, unless I feel like, holy shit, I could be dying. There's no way I'm going to the hospital. I will go through a lot of pain. I will, I might act like my fiance would say that I act like a baby at home, but I'll go through pain, I'll go through sickness and all kinds of stuff, but I will not go to the hospital unless I feel like something's seriously wrong.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
No. But I use this to my advantage. So we fast forward to February 27th, 2015. Phoenix Pro Wrestling is holding an event in Johnstown, Pennsylvania at the Bulldog Arena. I have a match against Psycho Fusion. This is that event. And for my entrance to the ring, I'm on crutches, Mike.
Now, for real life, though, are you 100% going into this match?
110%.
That's good. So this is all for the crowd. Make people think that the crash maybe was worse than it actually was.
Yep. Jazz it up. I go out to the ring. I got it. The crutches, and now I'm cutting a promo, kind of leading us to believe that we're gonna have to cancel this match. I don't remember the promo. I wait for an opening for me to take the crutch, attack Psycho Fusion before the match. That's how the match starts.
Get the upper hand.
Go ahead.
Yeah, get the upper hand.
Yep. And I end up getting the win. My second title defense is complete.
So this is a kind of a trend with you, is that you're playing dirty to keep this title.
Yeah. I mean, I got Kes Edison. Whenever they originally approached me to have Kes Edison as my manager, Kes really wasn't doing anything like worth mentioning at this point. So I felt like I don't need a mouthpiece, but if you give me a good manager, I'll use them. And Kes Edison,
That is an
Honestly,
interesting point. You don't need a mouthpiece. You're the one of those guys that can carry yourself on the mic just fine. So
Kes Edison's my favorite manager I've ever had, but just because of this run that we're talking about now.
yeah.
Let's move on to the March date, my next title defense.
March 26, 2016, Phoenix Pro Wrestling in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Third time's a charm.
Thank
Travis
you for that.
DuFour is in a match with Chris Klein. And are you defending the title in this one?
Yes, this I guess the storyline behind this is that there is no story. They literally posted on their Facebook, Travis DuFour will defend the Grand Championship against Chris Klein. So that's kind of gets me thinking. Klein's from my past. He was one of the guys, if you remember the House of Pain story, where I asked Robbie and Chris Klein to protect me. They dumped me on my head, kicked me in the head, all this stuff. This is years later. I'm not that fucking young kid no more.
Yeah.
I'm the grand champion, the top guy at this company.
You're the guy who dishes those ass beatings now.
That's right. And that I cut a promo on Klein for this match where that was kind of the thesis for the whole thing.
I'm not a
Here's
little
a
boy no
bully.
more.
Yeah, here's a bully from my past. Try and fuck with me now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was really excited about this match. One thing about this match, Klein told me in the back that he wanted to take a reverse suplex off the top rope.
A reverse suplex.
That's super dangerous.
Yeah.
I've never done that.
Well, anything off the top rope's really dangerous, even a regular like the superplex is.
Yeah, like Chris will be sitting, staring out at the crowd, sitting on the top rope, staring out at the crowd. I have to get onto the middle rope, top rope, hook him, and then he has to essentially backflip off the top rope while I'm going back.
Yeah.
And he outweighs me by about 70, 80 pounds. There's a good chance I'm going to fucking spike you on the top of your head.
Yeah.
So it comes time to do the move. Chris is on the top. This is one of those moments where I had to pull a vet move. I started the climb to do this reverse suplex, but I'm getting cold feet. I know I'm going to drop him on his head. I don't want to fucking kill Chris Klein. I get to the middle rope and I tell him, give me 3 shots with your elbow and give me an elbow drop. He said, no, let's do the move. I said, give me 3 shots and I'm going to go flying off. Then give me an elbow drop. He gives me the 3 shots, gives me the elbow drop. In the back, he just starts laughing. He's like, I can't believe you didn't want to fucking do that. And I was like, I wasn't going to kill you.
You mean the backwards superplex?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was making fun of you that you wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Calling me a pansy.
No, is that what's the best way to handle that? If a wrestler doesn't want to take a specific move, is that frowned upon? Is that okay to speak up?
It shouldn't be. I say no. If I'm not, especially if you've been working a while, please say no. And on that same token, if you haven't been wrestling very long, you need to learn how to say no. Because if you're trying to impress the promoter or impress the guy that you're working and you're agreeing to some shit, brother, it happened to me. I remember agreeing to do shit that I didn't know how to do.
Because you would have been doing it for the first time, right?
Yes.
In the ring, and that's not a good thing.
Yes, you need to be practicing moves. You need to be training. Don't do anything you don't know how to do.
And that's what a lot of people who watch wrestling don't understand is that even when they show these WWE clips of these guys, take what's that football player who came in and did a match at WrestleMania?
Bill Goldberg.
No,
Steve Mongo.
No, not even close. It's the guy who's still playing football today. I don't remember his name, but Vince McMahon ended up. Yeah, no, not Pat McAfee. Gronk.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so he had to do like a lot of practicing, and all these celebrities do. And every wrestler, by the way, who comes in and they first will try the move on some crash pads, some like big padding, because you don't want to hurt yourself when you're just practicing. So like, yeah, all these guys are practicing these moves, and for you didn't have that luxury where there were like crash pads and all kinds of stuff to test it out. Like you would have been doing it for the first time in the ring that night, like in the match. And that's a dangerous thing. Like you had no time to actually learn how to do it properly.
That's a good way to fill up your bump card way faster than what you'd like.
Yeah. For virtually nothing. Like what are you gaining from it?
Exactly. But to kind of keep this show rolling, we move on to our next date on April 30th, Mike.
April 30th, you're back in Phoenix Pro Wrestling. And but I want to make one comment about the Grand Slam championship run in general. You and I actually were not talking during these years for a number of years, but we were Facebook buddies. And I remember very clearly remembering this reign as the Grand Slam champion because you would post about it all the time, first of all. And secondly, I remember like a lot of time going by and me just being shocked, like, this motherfucker is still the Grand Slam champion. Like, how is this dude still the Grand? I don't know how long. I'm sure we'll get to it at some point, but you were Grand Slam champion for a while, to the point where I'm just like, I felt like it was almost a year later. I'm like, this dude's still how's this guy still the champion? I don't understand. Like, so I remember it. But anyway, back to this event.
I know exactly. So I won the belt in December of 2015. We'll get to whenever I lost it, but it was a year and I think 7 or 8 months.
Yeah, it definitely felt like a long time because
Very
I mean,
close.
months would go by and I'd forget all about it. Then I'd see another post, Grand Slam champion. I'm like, Jesus, this guy's a somebody. He's a fucking champion.
This is my most proud moments of my career, because whenever I tell you that, I was knocking it out of the park with every one of these title defenses. I just took so much pride in finally being in that main event spot. Because, brother, I've done the opening match. I've done right before intermission. I've done all these things. Main event is something that I really wanted to get good at.
Yeah.
And
this was your big main event singles run. You were taking it extremely serious.
This is it.
Yeah. So April 30th, 2016 at Phoenix Pro Wrestling, you are wrestling Shane Malice.
That's right. One-on-one with Shane Malice. He was the hand-picked opponent for me from Tyler Caton. The Tyler Caton Travis DuFour feud is still going on at this time.
So his back's okay at this point?
Not yet.
Okay.
He's still in a back brace at this time. He is doing an on-air like commissioner type.
Yeah, okay. So he's still keeping himself around. He's still in the public view.
Yes, Tyler at this point can't stay away. Yeah. But this match was a really, really great match. If you get a chance, look up Travis DuFour versus Shane Malice. There's multiple matches I've had with him, but the promoter had approached me and he said, Travis, we need opponents for you for the Grand Championship. Right away, I was like, please let me have a one-on-one with Shane Malice. Shane has went on to get an agent in wrestling, which is something that I haven't really heard about. D'Lo Brown is Shane Malice's agent.
Really?
He is.
Huh.
Yeah.
Why would he need an agent?
Shane has been down to through this agency, he's gotten to go down to like Georgia, and like it's like opened up different doors for Shane throughout
I got
the
you.
United States.
So he has got some opportunities from it.
He has. Yeah. Now, if he was going around being like, if he was telling people that, but nothing was happening, like, yeah, that would be weird. But I have tons of respect for Shane Malice because I know that he really respects me. And whenever I feel that the respect is mutual, I know that we're going to have a great match because of that.
So next up, May 30th, 2016, Phoenix Pro Wrestling again. You're wrestling at the Johnstown Middle School in a match against Mikey Rath, where you defeat him. Is this another title? Are all these title defenses, by the way?
Every one of them. Yep.
And was the intention when you won the belt to keep the belt on you for a while, or is this just kind of being booked as you go?
This is being booked as we go.
So there was no like long term, like we're gonna keep the belt on him for a while, none of that type of thing.
Yeah, I know that the promoter wanted me to have a lengthy title run, but there was nothing ever discussed.
Do you know anything at this time how they felt about you as champion? Were they liking what was going on? Were they happy with it?
Great. I mean, there's stories being told, there's promos being cut. Their champion is representing the company pretty damn good.
And
In comparison to, and not taking anything away from previous grand champions, but I was promoting every single event. And some former grand champions weren't doing that.
Yeah. And did you have a chance to cut promos, a lot of promos during this time too?
Yes.
In the ring?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You felt like your promo work was top notch too?
At this time, I could go to the promoter for Phoenix Pro Wrestling, and whatever I say is what is going to happen that night.
Wow. So a lot of trust in you at this point. Another question I had as I was looking at these dates is I saw we saw a lot of dates close together. You know, you're wrestling sometimes multiple times every weekend. And now I'm seeing as we go in the future, some of them are a little bit more spread out, some a month apart, some a few weeks. So are you wrestling a lot more frequently than what's shown here? Or is this like, what's your schedule like is what I'm trying to get at? What's your wrestling schedule like at this time? Are you wrestling? Or like, are these just your highlight matches that you're showing me here on the notes? And there were other matches in between?
Yes, there are other matches that are happening at this time. We are just doing the highlights. Whenever we did the last episode, there was a couple matches that I didn't really care to talk about. So there's guys that I'm having matches with at this time that I don't care to speak about.
Makes sense. What I was trying to get at was this run as Grand Slam champion. Are you wrestling more than you ever have as a pro wrestler? Is this your busiest time?
I wouldn't say so. I was protecting myself a lot at this time.
Were you worried about an injury?
No, not exactly. I was Phoenix Pro Wrestling. I had pride at being there from the first event. I was a part of their first event. And so for me to work toward, I'm finally accomplishing like something big here. Once I got the grand championship, I was not really worried about finding other promotions to work for. Now, at this time, I'm working for West Virginia Wrestling. I'm having matches with Shane Shadows, Bill Bain at this time, but they weren't really like showcase matches. Like during this time, we're talking about the big ones.
Yeah, it makes sense. And actually, speaking of Shane Shadows, the day before that title defense against Mikey Rath, you were in CPW in Big Bear Lake, and you defeated. You were in a match with Shane Shadows. So tell me a little bit about this match. And do you bring your Grand Slam championship with you? I know that's from another promotion, or is this totally separate?
I'm not taking it anywhere.
Yeah.
At these other promotions. Oh man. I'm glad that I'm that guy, because I have seen other champions from other promotions and I don't know. It's a bad look. You show up in another promotion's locker room
and you're carrying someone else's belt.
Yeah.
Does it kind of make you a mark for yourself, or what is it?
That just makes you a mark in general.
I got it.
So, but the cool thing about this event right here, May 29th, 2016, this is my birthday.
Oh, really?
Yep. I wasn't originally booked on this card, but about 2 weeks before this card, I realized that it landed on my birthday, and I had already worked with CPW a lot before, and I asked if I could be a part of the event, and the promoter, Shane Shadows, ended up working Shane Shadows again.
Who you like working with?
Who do I, what?
No, Shane is someone you like working with.
Yes. Yeah. It's a challenge. It's an absolute challenge. every time, because Shane Shadows is a guy who wrestled in the 90s and has been around long time. So, and this is his baby. Big Bear Lake is a place that he's brought his promotion CPW to for years at this point, like a decade at this point. So it means a lot to wrestle Shane at this card.
Yeah. And so moving forward, June 11th, 2016, we're in Arkham Wrestling Federation. I love this name of this promotion, by the way. Arkham. Just reminds me of Batman. Like Arkham Asylum.
This is the only event that they ever ran too. And
only.
And I love those games too.
Yeah, the games are fun. Yeah, just so anyway, yeah, Batman. Shout out to Batman, I guess. But June 11th, you're wrestling there. Travis DuFour in a match with Jet Thunder, and you're in a match for their for the AWF Heavyweight Championship. So this was what you won this title, and then that was it for the promotion. So you were the one and only champion.
To this day, I am the AWF Heavyweight Champion.
Dude, you're the longest reigning AWF champion.
Well, this show was a favor. I did this show as a favor to Alex Lawson, who is a guy who I backyarded with, who turned pro. This is his promotion. He wanted it to be as legitimate as possible. He showed me a lot of respect just coming into it. The other guys he had booked on this card were not guys I would typically work on cards with. They're not respected.
Yeah.
Trash bag wrestlers. But as a favor to him, and because we're friends from the past, I decided to do this event. I was not scheduled to win their fucking title.
Yeah, so how did that happen?
Well, the match was set. It was me versus Jet Thunder versus Alex Lawson in a triple threat match for the title. For some reason, Alex Lawson gets a lot of anxiety about the match, about an hour before the match. And he like walks up to me and says, "You don't think I'm going to hurt you, do you?" And I was like, "No."
It's an odd thing to ask.
And he was like, "I'm just starting to get worried. Like, this is a ladder match for the title." And
so is this guy pretty new to the business? Is that why he was saying that?
He's like a year older than me. He had a couple pro matches before I did. So he's been wrestling as long as me.
Interesting.
He's getting like an anxiety attack about it. And he's like short of breath and shit. And he's like, "I just don't want to hurt you out there, Travis." And I was like,
"Well, then don't.
Be careful then, Alex." So
he's having a mental breakdown a little bit.
He's in his gear and everything. He takes himself out of the match. He's like, "Listen, you're going to have to wrestle Jet Thunder one-on-one. Okay."
Interesting.
So I look at Jet Thunder. And who's supposed to win the belt is Alex Lawson. So now I'm looking at
the winner of the match just took himself. What the fuck?
Full-blown mental breakdown. Hey, and
anxiety is no joke though. I'm not gonna. Yeah.
And if Alex listens to the show, I love you so much. If you did think that you were gonna hurt me, I'm glad that you did. You did take yourself out of that match. You need confidence whenever you're in the ring.
Yeah.
Because that is a good way to fucking hurt somebody. So now.
He probably hadn't had a ladder match before, maybe.
No, that's the thing. He's done a lot of crazy shit.
That's weird. I just wonder what the reasoning was behind that.
I don't know.
But hey, if he wasn't feeling it, yeah, like you said, you got to be confident.
Fuck it. So this Jet Thunder guy, one-on-one, I'm going to wrestle Jet Thunder. Jet Thunder works for the Army in real life. Now, and this is going to come into the story. We do a coin toss as to who's going to win the AWF Heavyweight Championship. Me or Jet Thunder.
Paper, scissors, rocks. Paper, scissors, rocks.
And Jet Thunder wins.
So he's going to win the title.
Yeah. But then we get to talking. And it's about 10 minutes before our match. The semi-main event is now in the ring. We know that we're next. And he looks at me and goes, "Fuck, I'm in the Army." And I was like, "Okay." And he was like, "Sometimes I'm not here. I'm doing Army shit." I was like, okay. He was like, I can't win the belt. I'm like, okay. So I'm at this place with a lot of outlaw guys there. Some guys that can't get booked elsewhere, you know. And looks like I'm winning their heavyweight title.
And how do you feel about this in the moment? Do you care?
Whatever. Let's just get the match planned so we know what we're doing. So I remember it being a pretty physical match. There's no pictures to show from that match, but I do have a couple bruises from the ladder from this match. Very physical match. But little side note, Kevin Calloway, the original manager for Starlight Gaze, is my manager for this match. I've completely patched things with Kevin at this point, and I told him, you know, since I didn't think I was going to wrestle again for this company, ended up winning the title. I said, since I don't think I'm going to be here ever again, let's have some fun. Be my manager one night only.
Yeah. So he did that. And that's the one who passed away, right?
No, Kevin Calloway's still very much so alive.
Which one was the one that passed away?
Mike Skills has passed away.
Mike Skills. I'm such an asshole.
So let's move it on to June 25th.
Yeah, June 25th, 2016. You're back in Phoenix Pro, the Bulldog Arena. Travis DuFour in a match with Jack Massacre. Another title defense.
Yes, he is the man who I originally beat for the belt.
And so you're defeating him again in swift fashion. How did this match go?
Well, Tyler Caden announced that he realized that Travis DuFour is out of fucking control, so he needs to bring back the monster, the 7 feet giant, Jack Massacre. And on this night, to defeat Jack Massacre, I form the DuFour Horsemen.
And so Tyler Caton, he's like plotting against you to like try to get the title off you, to screw you over. Is that what's going on?
Brother, last time he was sending Shane Mouse at me. This time it's Jack Massacre. He needs somebody to get this job done. And
who is he? The babyface still in this situation?
Still the babyface. Travis is that Ric Flair type, which is why we called this the DuFour Horsemen. I was getting compared to Ric Flair a lot at this time. So bada bing, bada boom, we get Keita Murray and Kit Raff, who are still both out there wrestling to this day. They're in a tag team called the Impeccables. They help me defeat Jack Massacre. The DuFour Horseman is born.
Yeah. And so they helped you win this match.
They did. I would have to review the match to figure out how, but I know that the DuFour Horseman was formed that night.
Yeah. So we're moving on to July 30th, 2016 in Hollidaysburg Readiness Center. Another wrestling event. Not sure for what promotion because you didn't list it here. But
Phoenix Pro Wrestling.
Phoenix Pro Wrestling. So you're there a lot. You're working for them a lot. You're their main guy at this point.
Yes.
And you're in a match. Actually, you're not in a match, are you?
We are. So I'll go ahead and take it from here. We are defeated by Man-Child, Mini-Child, and Marcus Cage. The storyline here is that Tyler, with the DuFour Horsemen being together now, Travis DuFour and the Impeccables, Tyler Caton wants to see what a 6-man tag situation would look like. Put Travis DuFour with the Impeccables, and they will take on Man-Child, Mini-Child, and Marcus Cage. Now, the big thing that happens in this match, Mini-Child. He's got a mask on. He's a lot smaller than Man-Child. Mini-Child has his mask removed. It's fucking Tyler Caton.
Oh, wow. So he's back. He's medically cleared.
He's medically cleared. This is his first time doing something physical in the ring.
And it's a shock to you. You're in the ring, and storyline wise, it's a shock.
Storyline Travis is heated. He can't believe that this nuisance of the past Tyler Caton, really the only guy that Travis knows can really beat him.
So Travis DuFour hates Tyler.
Despises.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Tyler is only comfortable with returning with me at this point. we hit some of our old spots that we had done years before. It felt like a walk in the park with Tyler. Tyler and I walk away very happy about this match.
And so physically, he's feeling pretty good then if he's willing to get physical in a match and all that.
He was ready to do a 6-man tag situation where he can get out. He doesn't have to be in there the whole time. He is currently in the gym working to have that big return at this time.
Yeah.
But we move on to, in my opinion, the biggest event I've ever done at this point.
Yeah, August 27th, 2016 in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Minor League Baseball Stadium. Wow, wrestling at a stadium. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And you're up against Manchild defending that grand championship. What happens here? Like you said, crowd. There's a 5,000 person crowd, and that's crazy.
Yeah, but
that actually really is crazy. 5,000 people for an independent show is a lot.
Well,
that's like a Dynamite or a Rampage.
Exactly. But I just want to make sure everybody knows that the credit goes to Mick Foley. He was the advertised star for this event.
Let's give credit where credit's due. They came to see the grand champion, the Grand Slam champion. Or is it the Grand Champion or the Grand Slam? I want to say Grand Slam.
You have said Grand Slam maybe 80 times on this show. It is grand.
Well, you should corrected me on the first time.
I just wanted to, I was kind of keeping a mental tally on how many times you'd say it.
Well, you're the Grand Slam. You're the Grand Champion. They came to see Travis DuFour. Don't sell yourself short. Mick Foley was the undercard.
Yeah, well, I mean, just to make a comment about Mick Foley real quick. Mick comes into the locker room because he wants to meet the local talent and all that.
Friendly?
Brother, it was shocking. It was so shocking. He was moving so slow, and he looked beat the fuck up.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if that's what he's like in his day-to-day life, if he's doing DDP yoga or anything like that, but he was not moving well.
Wow. Well, that's sad to hear, but the guy's gone through some crazy shit in his career.
Yeah. This match against Manchild, to just kind of tell the story here. It was for the title. It was for the title. For the Grand Slam. No, I'm just kidding. The Grand Championship. Yeah, we actually have a promo video, which will be the third video for this show. This is a promo, Travis DuFour, kind of laying down the groundwork for Travis DuFour versus Manchild. Mike, if you wanted to go ahead and roll that clip. You said vid 4? Yeah, video 4.
Travis DuFour here, gonna hit you with some final thoughts before this coming Saturday night, the Blair County Convention Center in Altoona, Pennsylvania, for Phoenix Pro Wrestling's Cage Christmas.
Sorry, that's not it. It's this one.
This right here, can't really tell what it is, but I'm gonna tell you, it is the belt. It's everything everybody wants in this business, in Phoenix Pro Wrestling, outside of Phoenix Pro Wrestling. It doesn't matter. Everybody wants to be a champion. And tonight, Manchild, I'm putting the belt on the line. I'm not going to abuse the belt no more. I'm not going to let it lay out anymore. It's in this nice case. I'm keeping it in mint condition. It could be yours tonight. I know that's not going to happen. We're here at the Curve, Travis DuFour, Manchild. First time ever, and the last time too.
Damn.
Hell yeah.
So at this point, you already know you're losing the title, right?
Well, the title is in that sleeve, as you saw in the promo. It's in a nice little cover. Manchild defeats me in front of 5,000 people. Stadium. The match is playing on the big screen. He does it. He's the champ. He gets the sleeve, pulls the title out of the sleeve, and it is a custom head-to-toe replica title of Super Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, wow. So it wasn't the Grand Championship.
It was not the Grand Championship. I mean, this Ninja Turtle title, like the little mini plates on the side, had like Leonardo, Donatello. Like it was a actual like a $2,000 real leather, real belt. Yes.
So not a meaningless prize in its own right.
The promoter is a total nerd, and he's also a belt mark, and all of the titles for Phoenix Pro Wrestling are custom head-to-toe belts, and for some reason, he bought a Ninja Turtle title.
That's a very random championship to have.
Well, I got to use it in the storyline, so
Yeah, so he won what he thought was the grand championship, but then he takes it out of his sleeve to find this Ninja Turtle belt. What's his reaction to that?
well, Man-Child's gimmick is that he is a child in a man's body, so he's hyped. He's very excited.
Oh, he's happy either way.
Oh, yeah. And his tag partner, Marcus Cage, is off to the side going, no, Man-Child, this isn't a good thing. That's not the belt. And and you can't tell him anything. I end up getting back into the ring after he has realized it is the Ninja Turtle title. I snatch the belt from him and slam it into his face. Travis DuFour has now hit Man-Child with the Ninja Turtle belt. He's down and out for the count. And I am on top of the world posing whenever the glass shatters and Stone Cold Steve Austin's music hits.
No way.
It is
Stone Cold?
What?
Stone Cold's coming out?
No, it is the team mascot Loco, who is now on his way to the ring on a four-wheeler, Stone Cold style.
Yeah, cool.
And it's just a big moment for the fans. He ends up putting my manager, Kes Edison, through a table on the outside of the ring while I'm inside the ring watching.
Was this a worker dressed up in this mascot outfit, or?
This guy actually was the legitimate guy who played Loco.
Really? Interesting.
He was a real young kid, and he was a really nice guy.
Interesting.
He was so ready to get involved. Whenever it was proposed that I was going to work with the mascot Loco, I met him. He was so open to any kind of ideas. He didn't have any ideas. He wanted to go with whatever I wanted to do because I was the wrestler.
Yeah.
So, but he gives me a Stone Cold Stunner after the match.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah. It sure as hell doesn't look like 5,000 people in the stands, but
it's spread out.
Yes.
Then there's a lot of seats.
This is a minor league baseball stadium. It's huge.
I've been to minor league stadiums. They are pretty big. So I'm curious about the fans here at the stadium. Were they picking up on what you were doing with not having the real championship? And it was a fake, not a fake title, but it wasn't the real championship. Like, did they pick up on those details, or was that they could, because in a stadium like that, they're further away from the ring. So I'm just wondering if they understood that part of the story or not.
That is something that I don't really have a great answer for. What I will say is that if you watch the match, the crowd is into.
They're into what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, little details like that, I'm not sure. That is I do wonder about that.
Yeah. Food for thought.
Yeah.
As they say.
But so
wrestling in front of 5,000 people at a stadium. I mean, you had to have gone home feeling like, wow, that was what an adrenaline rush, right? Like,
I remember selling on the ground at one point and just kind of looking over at the big screen,
soaking it in,
seeing me laying on the mat on the big screen. And just the thing that it felt natural to me. It felt like I should be there.
Yeah.
So big moment for me. Probably
cool.
The biggest match I've ever had.
Well, moving on, we are talking about September 24th, 2016, and this is the NWL Lord of the Rings in Martinsburg, West Virginia. What's going on here?
It's back to being at the bottom of the fucking barrel.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus. No, I was very happy to be a part of this. The NWL Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings is 2 rings, 40 men. There's 20 men in each ring.
So is it like an ultimate Royal Rumble?
Yeah. I don't really remember exactly how they do this, but all I remember is that I was eliminated in the first round by Wildman Robbie Page. And there was also former WWE star Head Shrinker Samu, and guys like Shane Shadows are a part of this deal too. And John Rambo, if you remember, I wrestled Rambo in the barbed wire match. He's a part of this event too. It's his event. So, yeah, and you, I believe you're muted. I'm not sure.
Oh, sorry about that.
But let's see. Nothing really more to add to that. But the next date is really cool.
October 28th, 2016. Still, this is the NWA.
Yeah.
NWA Mid-South. Wow. Ripley, Tennessee. You were in a match. Is it a fatal four-way?
Correct.
Yeah. NWA, man. Really?
Yeah.
That's
put
a
me on
pretty
their
fucking.
Yeah.
And on the poster, too. Dude, you wrestled for the NWA. That's no small joke. That's no small thing at all.
Yeah, once Billy Corrigan bought the NWA, he kind of started getting rid of pretty much all of the NWA affiliates. So NWA Mid-South, they are now known in 2022 as Mid-South Wrestling, but at this time, they were a National Wrestling Alliance affiliate, and my in for this company is from Jacob Young, who is a guy I brought under my wing for years. I gave him a lot of his first opportunities. But he had moved to Tennessee and made some connections, realized that he was pretty close to the NWA Mid-South where they trained at and everything, got his foot in the door there, made amazing strides as a wrestler, dropped the name Jacob Young, and at this point he is known as Jacob Edwin, which is what he is still known by this day to this day. And he told the promoter, I'd like a car full of guys from West Virginia to come here. Myself, Robbie Page, Chris Klein. There's a couple of us that got in the car and made this trip to go to Tennessee.
That's pretty badass. NWA.
And just seeing the history there, they have an actual building called like the WrestlePlex, and it has like Hall of Fame pictures on the walls, and it's just a wrestling fan's dream to go to that place.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Yeah. I mean, and it totally reignited my fire. Like I already had fire before I went up there, but brother, I needed to wrestle after this.
We also have a video too.
Yeah, this is for my next match, which is supposed to be against Ed House. And this is the promo that I made for my next Phoenix Pro Wrestling date against Ed House. Let's take a look.
Travis DuFour here, gonna hit you with some final thoughts before this coming Saturday night, the Blair County Convention Center in Altoona, Pennsylvania, for Phoenix Pro Wrestling's Cage Christmas. One of two things is gonna happen. I'm gonna walk into that building, I'm gonna beat Ed House, I'm gonna punch him in the face, I'm gonna pin him. I'm gonna pin him 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna keep this belt. Or we could end a year of dominance, one entire year of Travis DuFour being the mainstay guy, grand champion. It could end Ed House ringing in 2017, your new grand champion. I'm not willing to accept that. I'm not going to accept that. This Saturday night, being accompanied by Kes Edison, with my boys being very close by, the Impeccables, I'm going to keep this belt. And I'm going to bring in 2017 the only way that I know how, with Phoenix Pro Wrestling still having the champion that they can be proud of, Travis DuFour.
You didn't seem like you wanted to drop that belt under any circumstances.
They can all kiss my ass, Mike.
No, the interesting thing that I'm picking up here, you wrestled, we talked about a little bit ago, in front of the big crowd, 5,000 people, and you actually lost the title to Manchild, technically. I mean, I know that you ended up revealing the Ninja Turtles title and all that, but you were technically no longer the Grand Slam champion. Or I'm going to keep saying you are no longer the Grand Champion. Damn it, it should be called the Grand Slam champion. That sounds way better. So you technically lost this belt, the Grand Championship. Can you explain to me how that
I didn't
worked?
lose the Grand Championship. I lost the Ninja Turtle title. I'm still the Grand Champion.
But in storyline, wasn't that a Grand Championship match?
No, they just called it a title match. And I kept saying in promos, I'm putting the title on the line.
I got you. So that's how you got out of it then.
Yeah, some kind of
You
stupid
sneaky
indie
son of a bitch.
No, I'm glad that you just painted that picture though. We see me win at high schools and rec centers. And
It's getting exhausting seeing you win so much. Jesus.
No. No, we've seen me win. Okay. But on the biggest event at the stadium, I'm fucking losing. So I just want everybody to know it truly is not about wins and losses.
Yeah. But when you're winning, it's a lot more fun.
Hell yeah. And this is another circumstance where I'm winning December 17th, 2016. And for Phoenix Pro Wrestling, Altoona, Pennsylvania, I retain the Grand Championship against Shane Malice. Yo, I was supposed to wrestle at House. What the fuck happened?
Yeah. So you're defending that Grand Championship, which hopefully I can get right from now on.
Correct.
And you retain it.
Yeah, I'm defeating Shane Malice again. I was originally supposed to wrestle Ed House. That's who I cut the promo for. There was a snowstorm. He did not make it.
Yeah, he actually posted on Facebook. Apology. I have no idea what this guy sounds like. Never met him in my entire life, so I'm going to make up his accent. Apologies to anybody in Altoona who was going to see Phoenix Pro Wrestling, hoping to see Ed House versus Travis DuFour. Due to the weather and other circumstances outside my control, I will be unable to attend. Maybe another time, champ.
Very interesting. I'm supposed to wrestle Ed House.
Yeah.
But it doesn't happen.
Nope.
Yeah, I will eventually wrestle Ed House, though, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Do you know the real story of why? Was it really weather, or what was it that he couldn't come out?
It was weather. But as a replacement, Shane Malice, he ends up getting beat. And we announce at the next show that I'll be wrestling Sherrod Hall.
Is this a guy you've wrestled before? Is he who is he?
Sherrod Hall?
Yeah.
He is catching a lot of steam at Phoenix Pro Wrestling at this time. He was in a feud against a local favorite named Black Lightning, where they Sherrod Hall looked very good in that feud with Black Lightning. And now it is time for him to be put in that main event spot for the a title match.
But he couldn't handle the heat because he loses to Travis DuFour.
One really funny thing about this night, also on the card, is a cage match between Shane Malice and the guy I just mentioned, Black Lightning. Now, Shane Malice and Black Lightning, they do everything in this match. There is a superplex off of the cage. They do everything, right? And Sherrod and me are standing off to the side watching this match happen. And I'm old school. Sherrod's got some old school in him. I'm watching them do their cage match. And Sherrod starts looking over at me like, whoa, did you fucking see what they just did? That was crazy. And he gives me that reaction a couple times. And eventually he's like, Travis, do you think that we could maybe add this to our match to kind of combat with this? And I said, fuck you, dude. Stop right there. And I said, we are not changing anything about our match because we had already planned it. And it was an old school storytelling bump and sell match.
But he wanted to add some more like pizzazz or something to it.
Let's fucking add a destroyer. Let's add a dive. Let's add something. No. And I told him, I gave him a little speech. I brought him to the side. I was like, Sherrod, you're a pro wrestler. If you can't go out there and get at least a near reaction as to what the guys in the cage match did, you shouldn't be doing this. And I kind of I really got through to him, and me and him went out and did the match that me and him set out, and we had a hell of a reaction. We had the fans in the palm of our hand. I did a mic spot before the match, leading into me saying something offensive to him where he got to pop me one. So it was a great experience for him because he realized that night that you don't always have to go into,
You don't got to do the crazy shit. Yeah, exactly. You don't got to do the crazy shit to show off. Like you can simply tell a good story, and that'll be enough on its own.
Exactly. And this is my second to last like normal match that I'll have in my career.
Yeah. So next up, April 15th, 2017, Pro Wrestling Phoenix Pro Wrestling at the Blair County Convention Center. You are again defending your championship, the Grand Championship. But this time against Ed House, the guy that backed out before, who said that couldn't come out due to weather, whatever the situation was. Now he's here. Now you're getting that match with him, and you go over. You win. You retain the title.
That's right. Some key notes about this match and about the event is at the beginning of the show, to kind of garner some heat, I had went to Dollar Store earlier that day and bought like birthday celebration stuff. So I put like streamers and stuff on the ropes. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Phoenix Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. I have Cass Edison go out. He does a little speech on Travis DuFour and inducts Travis DuFour into the Phoenix Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. The only inductee.
The only, and still to this day?
Yeah. They just, I guess they didn't do anything with it after that.
Wow.
But I don't care. I'm in.
You're in. You're the one and only.
Hall of Famer, baby.
So is this getting you heat that you're being inducted into a Hall of Fame while you're a young dude? Clearly your career's not over at this point in your head. It's not over. So this got to be getting you some heat.
Oh, the fans have been watching me and Kes fuck around for the last year and a half. I mean, and now we're out here talking about how great I am, how I'm a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
So it did its job. We got heat. We are going into Travis DuFour versus Ed House, and something happens in the match. I'm going to play a video of something that happens in the match, and we will get into after we watch this video.
Yeah, here it is. Short clip, but that few second clip right there changed a lot of things for you.
What did it look like to you, Mike? Just
it looked like a body slam that didn't go exactly as planned, though. You kind of landed on your neck a little bit there.
Yeah. Did you see the little kid in the front row?
Yeah, I'd actually like to watch it again if you don't mind, since it is such a short.
Sure, but now pay attention, guys who are watching this. Pay attention to that little kid. He's like in the second or third row, but you'll see him look back whenever I get dropped.
Damn. So is this guy who he clearly kind of dropped you on your head there, and you want to talk about first what happened, what you were feeling? Yeah, just go into the whole story. Like what happened here?
Well, I will keep my stance that I've had ever since it happened. It is my fault that I landed like that. Whenever you're taking a body slam, you are supposed to post, and I did not post on Ed House. Now, I could make any kind of fucking argument that I want and say,
Can you explain to the people who aren't in the business, what does it mean to do what you just said, to post?
Oh, okay. Help him. Help him do the body slam on me. I'm essentially putting my hand on his leg
to prop yourself up a little more, right?
Yes, to prop myself up. And I did not do that. Now, there was a little bit of bitterness for a little while because I thought, well, why couldn't he have given me a body slam just normal? It looks like he lost me kind of. Cause he's a lot bigger than me.
Yeah, he's no small dude.
And I'm about 175, 180 pounds. Shoot, in this video. So he wasn't able to safely pick me up and just give me a body slam. Cause it does, you know, he loses me kind of. Now, if I was posting, probably wouldn't have happened.
So, but you don't think it was on him at all, is what you're trying to say?
Nah, I'll go ahead and take full blame. You know,
and it doesn't even, honestly, the clip, it doesn't look terrible. Like, it doesn't look devastating in the sense that you were dropped like playing, but it does look like you were, you landed awkwardly for sure.
Yeah, and to just kind of get into it, that night at about 3:00 in the morning, I'm staying at my fiance's mom's because it's in Cumberland, Maryland. It's kind of I don't have to drive all the way home, so we're sleeping and everything, and I just wake up and it's 3:00 in the morning, and I can't lift my head off the pillow, and I can barely look left or right.
Are you in pain?
Excruciating. That's what woke me up. And I kind of just reach over and grab a hold of my fiance and I start shaking her because I'm scared at this point. This has never happened to me.
Yeah.
And I tell her, I'm like, we're gonna give this an hour. If I can't like move in an hour after slowly trying to move it.
So you're trying to like stretch a little bit, like trying just to.
Very slow. Yes. Yeah. If I can't, we're going to have to go to the hospital. And in hindsight, 5 years later, I wish I would have just went to the fucking hospital, but I didn't. I kind of wrote it off as a stinger. So go ahead and on April 18th, 3 days after the event, there's a quote on Facebook.
Yeah. So you post, recovering from a pretty nasty stinger from Saturday. Keep me in your thoughts because I'd like to stay committed to this ATCW booking Saturday. There are specific people I want to punch in the face. Thanks. Winky face.
Yeah. Yeah.
So at this point, like you said, you're just kind of you think it's a stinger. You just think, no big deal. Clearly just something, I tweaked my neck or something in the match. It'll pass.
Let's take it easy a couple days.
Yeah, and everything will be fine.
Yeah, we've been through this before. We've twisted the ankle,
This is wrestling. This ain't ballet type of thing.
Yeah, broke my ribs one time, But another walk in the park. We're gonna go ahead and do this next booking on April 22nd, 2017. I'm actually told a couple days before this event. Actually, whenever I mentioned it on April 18th, fast forward to April 22nd, I'm booked on April 18th. I only have a couple days I've known that I'm on this event, and
You have not seen a doctor at this point.
No.
Okay.
This is a multi-man ladder match.
Jeez, a ladder match.
And I remember telling my opponents in the match, there was another guy in this match. So his name's Ron Holiday. He was kind of known amongst a couple people to be a drinker and at shows. Drunk for the matches.
Damn.
And I kind of knew, okay, got to steer clear from him. But everybody else in the match was good workers. One of which was a guy I watched growing up a lot named Fumar. But I remember this match going over pretty well. To get heat, I put on a gold luchador mask and I made my entrance to the ring and I got on the microphone and I said, it's funny that there's a light heavyweight ladder match happening right now with a bunch of competitors and there's no Mexicans. and the crowd's like, what? And I was like, yeah, that's right. We need a luchador in this match. Well, I'm here. I'm Travis DuFour. and I'm ready to be the Mexican that you've been waiting to see all night. And I said Mexican like 8 times.
Where do you come up with this stuff?
I don't know. I was trying to get heat. I was trying something different. But I wanted to kind of take away my seriousness in the match. Let's present me as a comedy character because my neck is hurting.
And this is your first time working for ATCW?
No, I've had matches for them before.
Okay.
But this was kind of like somebody couldn't make it. They called me 4 days before the show. I agreed to it.
And you're in pain?
I thought I had a stinger.
Yeah.
But here we are at the show. My neck's fucking hurting.
Are you taking any pain medication, Tylenol even? Something to...
Nothing.
Nothing.
I tell everybody in the match that I'm not 100%, and everybody respects that. And they took care of me.
Unlike that one time when you told somebody and they kicked the shit out of you.
Yeah. Well, so let's go ahead and fast forward to the next show. This show went just fine. My neck was giving me some issues, but we'll move on to April 29th.
Yeah. April 29, 2017, SSW in Scotland, Pennsylvania. And you're in another match here with Christopher Koloff. Oh, yeah, there is a Koloff. Though the words are very small on my screen. Yeah, so you're in a losing match to this guy. Talk about this match.
Well, I was at my nephew's T-ball game that morning.
Okay.
I get a phone call. They say somebody can't make it to the show tonight.
You get a lot of these. Like, hey, somebody backed out. Once you come on the card.
No, honestly, I think that's one of the coolest things about wrestling is because you just never know where it's going to take you.
Yeah.
So this time, Scotland, Pennsylvania, Superstar Wrestling promoter hits me up, says we had a cancellation. Somebody needs somebody that we can trust, a good worker, needs to work Christopher Koloff. I agree to it. I show up. I have to wrestle Christopher Koloff. He's this big, jacked up Russian character guy. He's pretty much going to beat up on me in this match. I'm going to have some hope spots and all that. I'm not going to look like total garbage, but he's going to get the win at the end. What we want to do at the beginning of the match is have him give me a hip toss, have him give me an arm drag, have him give me a body slam. And then I'll get the leg up by giving him I just said the name of the move and I can't remember it now. Hip toss, arm drag, body slam. It's an old spot from Tennessee. So we go to do it. First thing he fucking does to me, he gives me a hip toss. I take that big front flip bump. My neck locks up.
Oh. And you felt it immediately?
I can't look left or right.
Wow.
And then I get up. I'm in a match. I get up. He gives me an arm drag. My neck is like, whoa, bro. That was a fast move. An arm drag is a quick fucking move. And he's like, what are you doing? Then here we go. He's giving me a fucking body slam. My body's getting rattled. And like, I'm in so much pain.
And a body slam is what caused the injury to begin with, right?
Yeah. And I wrestled the rest of the match. I fought through the pain. I got to the back. I immediately find the promoter. I get my fucking pay. I grab my shit. The next match is on, and I'm already grabbing my stuff, and I'm leaving. I find my fiance, and I'm like...
And is that unusual for you? Do you usually stick around after your match?
Love wrestling. Love hanging out with the boys. Yeah. I'm there until the last... I'm usually one of the last people to leave.
Yeah.
But I'm in so much pain. And for some reason, I look at the old lady and I'm like, let me drive. Brother, you kind of need to be able to look left whenever you're entering the highway.
You do. And right occasionally.
Yeah. So that was scary. But yeah, I'm still very much so in a lot of pain. And
so you're in a lot of pain. Your neck's clearly locking up. Do you know something's wrong? Or are you still chalking this up to, oh, it must be a stinger?
Well, I know that I'm not really taking any time. Let's kind of look at the dates. I hurt myself on April 15th.
Yeah.
I'm in a match the next weekend. Okay. And then the very next weekend, I'm in another match. I'm not taking really any time off until now. So April 29th was the match with Christopher Koloff. My next date is May 13th. So we're looking at 2 weeks later.
Yeah. May 13th, Phoenix Pro Wrestling in Altoona, PA, back at the minor league baseball stadium. And
It's the next year.
Travis DuFour defeats Sherrod Hall after the use of a steel chair. Talk to me about this match.
In hindsight, I wish I would have just dropped the belt to Sherrod that night. There was a lot of questions in the air. Sherrod knew I was hurt. Everybody on the roster knew.
Did they bring up to you about dropping the belt? Was that an idea thrown around?
It was up to me.
Up to you. And you just wanted to keep going.
Yeah. And there was a lot of people who were kind of placing bets. A lot of people thought that I was going to go ahead and let Sherrod take it. And I don't remember for the life of me my thinking. I just didn't think my neck was that.
You thought maybe it would just get better. It'll get better.
I was hoping for the best, and I wasn't ready for this fucking title reign to be over. Like I knew I still had I'm living my dream, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to call it quits. So, bada bing, bada boom. I beat Sherrod Hall after use of a steel chair. My neck is fucked up. So, as he's making his way to the ring on the baseball field, I come from behind with the steel chair to his knee. I work his knee the whole time. We protect my neck. I don't get slammed once in this match.
That's good. This is actually a photo of this match.
I'm holding down his foot. I've already injured the knee. I've been calculating the knee the whole time. So, yep, there's a picture of that match.
And so, during this match, your neck's pretty stiff.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Well. No. If I get slammed, if something physical happens to me, then yes. But if I am just out there and I don't take any bumps, I'm fine. I can actually hit the ropes. I can run. I can do anything. But if I get slammed, that's whenever the problem happens.
Still haven't seen a doctor, though, at this point.
Nope.
So we move on. June 10th, 2017, Phoenix Pro Wrestling at Westmont Grove. What happens here?
Well, we are now going to go into the final story of the podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening to episode 4 up to this point. And now, on June 10th, for Phoenix Pro Wrestling at the Westmont Grove, I get a random phone call on my phone. And I answer it. It's my best friend's mom. She has never called me before. I was closer with her whenever I was a kid, a teenager, but we've never talked on the phone. This is my best friend's mom.
Yeah.
Now, my best friend's name is Gary. She was kind of questioning me on if I had seen Gary. The last time I saw him was on May 27th on my birthday party. My birthday is May 29th. Had a birthday on May 27th that he had came to. And she just said that he was missing. So at this point, I go ahead and make a post on my Facebook saying that he's missing. And to show a picture of Gary, this is him holding the grand championship while I held it. Well, he was still alive whenever I held it. Well, there's a little spoiler for you. Gary ended up dying. Now, he was found outside of where his dad lives. Well, he was living with his dad. He was found a little bit into a wooded area. He ended up hanging himself.
Jeez. Was he a troubled kid?
Yeah. Yeah, his childhood was pretty effed. I'm not going to get into that's for another episode. I'm not going to get into what led him to this. I just want to paint this final picture for everyone. I hurt my neck in a match that, in hindsight, ended my in-ring career as I've known it. Now, I've had a lot of matches since then. But think about it this way. My wrestling career ended, and then about a month and a half later, my best friend I've ever had my entire life since I was about 13 years old, fucking kills himself.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, and it was kind of like a spiritual thing for me too. I am a religious person. I had a really big beef with God at this point. It's like it wasn't enough to end my wrestling career.
Yeah,
but you're gonna double whammy my ass.
Was there any warning signs leading up to it that he was having some serious negative thoughts in that way?
3 years before this, Gary had ended up going to prison for a time. But before he went to prison, which I don't want to get into why he went to prison. Before he went to prison, me and him were drinking in my car in front of my mom's place. We were just sitting there listening to music. I was mainly drinking. He wasn't really a drinker. And just kind of out of nowhere, he said, I want to talk to you about something. And I was like, okay, what's up? And he was like, I've been having like real serious thoughts about ending my life. And it was like the air was taken out of the room. Like, this is the most confident guy, like the dude that had it all in my head.
Yeah.
Very accomplished martial artist, just a super driven guy. Why the fuck would he say that? I learned, pretty much why he wanted to later. He was dealing with so much pain. But I don't know. I just kind of wanted to end episode 4 with just a little tribute to Gary. He was the reason why I figured out I could put people on my shoulders and do moves. He was one of the first. Well, he was the first person who kind of trusted me enough to let me put him on my shoulders. And my finishing maneuver is still the modified TKO, put you up on my shoulders and land you in a Stone Cold Stunner, which is a move I created with him too. When I was 16 years old.
That's cool.
It's just weird going. I mean, I spent Christmas most years with his family, Thanksgiving dinners with him and his family.
He supported your wrestling career?
Oh, man. Oh, my God. There was a moment where a bunch of our mutual friends were having a match in Hedgesville, which is where we grew up, which is 15, 20 minutes down the road from him. And on that same night, I was having a match in New Florence, Pennsylvania, which is about 4 hours away from our town. He could have easily went and saw a lot of our very close friends 10, 15 minutes down the road. He randomly got in his car, and this was around the time he was going through a lot of shit. He got in his car and drove 4 hours just to watch me. And on that night was the night that I turned on Tyler and we lost the Gemini titles. That was the night that he saw. And just real quick before you start talking, I remember walking around intermission. He never texted me or called me and said that he was going. I was walking around intermission and I just randomly walked into him. I was like, Gary? And he was like, He's like, I wanted to fucking see you wrestle. And I was like, you fucking traveled 4 hours, dude? Like by
How cool is that?
yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was cool.
So that was yeah, that was pretty hard then. You have this injury to your neck, which essentially ends your wrestling career as you knew it then. And then this happened with your friend, and like you said, it's like a double whammy. Two bad things, two seriously bad things happening all at once.
Talk about depression, man.
We will be talking about it in a future episode.
I just romanticized depression and sadness and everything growing up, being a big fan of like emo music, My Chemical Romance and stuff. Like I was super into stuff like that. And I just, I don't believe I ever knew what depression was until this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would change my life.
Death affects everything. I mean, it's crazy.
But I'm also the kind of guy where I did grow up not really that close with my family. My friends were more of my family the older I got. And so this hit. This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me, pretty much.
Yeah. So timeline wise, man, just so I can understand the story, you have this injury. When do you relinquish the grand championship?
Well, at the
Or
next,
is that for a future episode?
yeah, we will be putting a cap on this on my entire career on episode 5 next Friday.
Very good. Looking forward to that and hearing more about it and how the rest of that, because I'm curious how that title reign came to an end and when. So
yeah, I mean, and since I'm kind of in my field, since I'm thinking about Gary and everything, I just want to say that the DuFour Show, the Travis DuFour Show, has been an absolute blessing in my life, and it has given me something new to look forward to and a new goal, and it's helped me create different goals, which we will be showing you over time. This as you can see, it says stand-up comedian in the it says that you're a co-host, and it says I'm a stand-up comedian. It doesn't say that I'm a stand-up comedian, but it does say that I'm aspiring. To be. Yeah. There's a lot of things that I'm trying to accomplish right now, and this show has kind of ignited a fire in me.
Yeah.
And it giving me a chance to talk about Gary, which I never have on a
like a public forum.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I almost hate to end the show on a bad note, or not a bad note, but on a depressing one, I guess. But at the same time, like you said earlier, it's also a tribute to your friend.
Yeah.
So
I guess this is more sad than anything. My wrestling career, my best friend died. Both of these events happening within a month apart. Yeah, oh man.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and put a cap on it. Thank you so much, guys. Any final thoughts, Mike?
Not too much, man. I just appreciate you sharing your story. Almost lost my coffee there. I appreciate you sharing your story and taking me on this journey with you and the listeners. And it's been a blast going through everything from start to finish. We got one more episode where we put a bow on the career. Not that it's officially over. You're still actively doing some things in wrestling and all that. But we'll also touch base on your time running a promotion next episode too. So lots to chat about. And then, of course, we got a host of other topics later this season, too. I mean, we're talking about alcoholism, maybe talking about drug use, divorce, just various things. And so the topics will get pretty serious and, not all of them will be happy. But that is what it is. It is what it is. We're here to talk about real stuff.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people might think that the meat and potatoes of the Travis DuFour Show is wrestling, but it's not. And you will learn that as we go through season 1.
Yeah, it might seem that way because the first 5, next week's episode. So it'll be 5 episodes really dedicated to your life, your career. But to me, that's like you introducing yourself to the world. That's like, hey, here's me, here's Travis DuFour, here's what I've done. and then we get into other topics and branch out from there. But that's kind of how I look at it, is like, these first 5 episodes are you introducing yourself to the world for those who don't know
Exactly.
you.
Hey, and if episode whatever takes off and it's about Sasquatch, and if they're like, you know what, I really like Travis, I think that the first couple episodes is about him.
Yeah.
So there you go.
They certainly aren't about me. I didn't get my own episode dedicated to my trials and tribulations and all that stuff. So
Season
whatever.
finale.
Season finale, the trials and tribulations of Mike Yates.
Of season 1, Mike Yates. All right, guys, thank you so much. Remember to follow on TikTok, Instagram, anywhere that is a social media platform at the DuFour brand. The TikTok has been getting updated every week. Some I'm not gonna say daily, but there's a lot of content on TikTok. Yeah. So this is Travis DuFour, and for Mike Yatsko, we will see you on episode 5.
We are in the after show. The Travis DuFour, you are muted, my friend. Somehow
Please
you are muted.
hold it, because it's the after the show piss.
It's the after show piss. We're gonna get him off camera then, because he takes his piss literally right on camera. It's what he does. He's got a porta potty right under his desk. He whips it out and goes right there. It's pretty it's pretty traumatizing to watch. Pretty disgusting. But so we'll take him off there. Now, all jokes aside, that was episode 4, titled The Grand Finale of the Travis DuFour Show. The episode 5 will cover the last chapter. Well, I shouldn't say the last chapter, because like I said, he's not completely done with wrestling. He's still doing some stuff, and he still plans to do some things. So, but it will be the next like big chapter to put a bow on everything to date. And then it'll be moving on to all kinds of topics. I mean, we got a jam-packed season. Season 1 is jam-packed with all kinds of different topics and different things that we're going to discuss, as I mentioned, from I don't know if the suicide one's still happening, but I know we're going to be doing alcohol abuse, drug abuse, divorce. We're doing a horror stories episode. There's just a lot of things we're putting together. Some of it will be positive, some of it not so much, but that's life. I mean, life isn't all lollipops and rainbows, so we're here to discuss the good, the bad, and the ugly. And hopefully you're along for the ride for that, as some of the topics get pretty real. But yeah, man, it's pretty fascinating getting to hear about the career of Travis DuFour, because I've said it before that this is very much new for me. We went through a period of years where Travis and I didn't speak too much.
Not at all. Not even a little.
The occasional Facebook comment here and there. I would drop a comment or a like.
Every 9 months. Yeah.
Every 9 months. Every fifth new moon or something, I would throw a comment out there. Yeah, so we just weren't really talking. So this is kind of like my first exposure to getting to hear about these years. And on the show, I had mentioned, I remember the grand championship title run. I remember that, to seeing that shit on Facebook all the time. What felt like for forever. I'm just like, is this dude? At one point, I was just like, I want him to lose the title so I can quit hearing about this shit. When is this motherfucker going to lose?
And see, the funny thing is that I really want to know who I would have lost it to in a perfect world, because I'm telling you right now,
like no injury, like if no neck injury had happened,
I think I would have had it over 2 years, maybe even longer.
Were there any plans to drop it to your tag team partner eventually, Tyler?
No. There was no plan.
Never going to happen.
No. I mean, for anybody watching the after show, you're kind of fucking yourself on the next episode about what I'm about to say. But that's one of the nice things about the after show. Whenever I dropped the belt, it was my call. I didn't tell the promoter. I didn't tell anybody except for my opponent.
Yeah.
Which is a no-no. That is a no-no. You shouldn't do that.
It's a no-no.
Yeah, you should let the fucking promoter know what you're doing.
Yeah, probably the best thing. So you explain to me what you're doing in wrestling these days. Like, are you wrestling or are you just doing commentary?
For the right
When was your last match? First, I want to know that.
May of last year.
That's some time, almost a year now.
Yeah. I did a battle royal. Whenever I won the battle royal for the place I commentate at. But then there was a guy hiding underneath the ring the whole time, and he came out and eliminated me. But
So what can you do in the ring
today?
Can you go and have a match, a normal match?
Yeah.
Would you take bumps?
No.
No bumps.
I would put my body on the line in other ways, but I'm not getting slammed on my back. No.
So would you take a clothesline?
No.
Body slam?
No.
Suplex?
No. I'll take bumps that I get to dictate my bump.
Do you
I'll take a super kick, for example.
Because you can control that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as far as like the injury goes, if you're in a match, like or right now, do you feel it now? Do you feel your neck? Is it tight?
Like a couple years ago, I was working a really physical job, Rust-Oleum, and picking up paint buckets and shit all day. My neck would feel a little like I'd feel like a tightness, if that makes sense.
Yeah. But for sure, if you had a match and we're doing some serious bumps, you'd have issues.
Oh, yeah.
And you know that for a fact, or you're just guessing that that's the way it is?
Well,
what if it's healed? What if you're healed?
Here's another spoiler for the next episode. I did get cleared by a chiropractor. Wow. And my first match back, my neck locked up on me the first slam I took.
Jeez. Well, they always say chiropractors aren't real doctors, so.
But they also say, see a chiropractor before you decide to get like a surgery.
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
To see if they can work it out.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Did you have fun this episode?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, you asked that in a way like I didn't have fun, or were you just here genuinely asking?
I'm like, did you?
Did you even fucking enjoy yourself, or did you just fucking find this miserable, you dumb son of a bitch?
I can't believe that I was muted at the beginning.
Yeah, dude, you were like talking. I'm just like, man, how long should I let him talk before I tell him he's muted? Like,
what the fuck? Like, yeah, the old lady showed me that episode 2 is the only intro that we've like successfully done. The last show you were muted. This show I was muted. The first episode.
Next show we're both going to be muted.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel it went though overall? I thought the conversation was good for the most part.
Yeah. No, I'm happy.
Felt like it went off smoothly.
Yeah, we still. Oh man, that was a long episode. I thought after looking at I thought it was going to be 2 hours.
Well, we do branch off a lot, which is also good because it's good to talk about side stories, and I think that's some of where the magic happens as far as like getting that information.
Yeah.
So, who was your fiance watching during this, or because we have one person watching right now? So, who is that person?
Show yourself.
Who is it?
I really don't know. Did you see that message?
Yeah, is that from her or who's that?
What does that even mean?
It is freezing.
It is freezing. I thought she said, "Is it freezing?"
Oh, is it freezing?
It is freezing.
Say, I've been curious ever since I learned that your fiance's name is Felicia. Is that correct?
Yes.
Ever since I've learned that, I've been dying to know. Have you ever seriously said, "Bye, Felicia"? Like, you know how people say, bye, Felicia. You ever say that? Because that's what I would say all the fucking time.
The funny thing is that whenever that started, she was working at a convenience store, and people would slowly but surely start leaving the place, and they'd look at her and go, bye, Felicia. And she'd be like, bye, have a good night. And then somebody finally had to like show her that movie. She's never seen Friday, show her that part. And she was like, well, I don't think that's very funny at all.
I don't think, of course she wouldn't, because it's her name, but
Yeah, that sucks.
if I was dating a Felicia, that is what I would say every day. Like before I say goodbye, I'd be like, bye, Felicia.
I might have said it like once drunk or something, but I don't remember picking on her about that.
So how long have you guys been together then?
It'll be 7 years in October.
7 years. Was she at any of these wrestling events where you were the Grand Slam champion? Fuck. I'm never going to be able to not say Grand Slam champion. Dude, I said Grand Slam champion so many times. I mean, so many times.
But that's okay, because I really love IHOP, and the Grand Slam is my favorite thing to order.
Oh,
so man. I was like, let's advertise them.
I just couldn't get it right.
No, but the first match that my fiance ever saw me in was the match that Tyler broke his back in, the cage match. And before she met me, she was the fucking person that no wrestling fan likes. That shit's fake. So fake.
Oh, she's one of those.
She used to pick on kids in middle school. If she saw you wearing a wrestling shirt, she'd be like, that shit's so stupid.
Oh, so she wasn't a fan. How did you meet her then? She wasn't a fan at a show or some shit?
No. You don't dip your pen in company ink. I met her while she was working at Rocks at the convenience store.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You go in for smokes or what?
I was looking for cocaine, but
cocaine.
No.
Of course.
Never done coke. But why was I in there? Oh yeah, I was like pretty fresh, just a couple days right out of the worst relationship I had ever been in. Wasn't looking for anything, but that's how life works. Whenever you're not looking, that's whenever stuff happens.
Exactly. So what, you would go in there and you were like, oh, this chick's cute, or like what? That, and then you just were interested, or what?
I'll go ahead and tell this story, and then we'll call it a night. I love telling this story. So her coworker was her coworker worked at FedEx with me as a security guard. She would wave me down whenever I was leaving FedEx, wave me down when I'm coming in. So, and I'm a pretty people person guy, so I talked to her a lot before. Realized that she was now working at this convenience store, and I was like, oh, hey. And so I started talking to her coworker, Felicia, and she said, hey, y'all are cute when y'all talk to each other. Y'all should date. And I took that and ran with it. And I looked over at Felicia, and I was like, yeah, we should. Where do you live? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, we should. Let's go right now.
I was like, what do you do for fun? Like, what's your name? And it put her on the spot. She got her face went red, and she just didn't really like say anything because she was,
was she a shy person?
I think so.
Yeah.
And so I go about my business, make my purchase, and not her, but the girl I know gives me her phone number on a piece of paper. And I took it, and I was like, what's this? And she was like, it's her phone number. And I was like, and I looked at her, and I showed her the paper. I was like, is this your phone number? And she was like, yeah, that is my number. I crumpled it up, threw it in the trash can, and I said, no thanks. And I walked out the front door.
No fucking way.
Cool guy. You don't fucking act interested, Mike.
Jeez. I'd be like, oh my God, a number.
I was like, whoa. I threw that shit in the trash can, walked out to my car.
Sold it.
Walked out to my car and left. Maybe 10 minutes later, I get a friend request on Facebook. It's her. And I accept. Not even 20 seconds goes by. She sends me a message. She was like, why'd you throw away my number? And I told her, cool guy, Mike. I said, well, if I get your phone number, I want you to give it to me, not somebody else.
Yeah.
And next message was her phone number.
There you go. You got the digits.
And that was it. That's how you
very
meet.
smooth. I got to admit, it's pretty smooth.
That's how you meet women, brother.
Tell me more about how to meet women. I need to know this. Help me unlock the secret.
Well, sometimes women will say things that makes you feel bad.
So I just keep on running.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
And you know what? Stories like that, that's what makes the after show worth it.
Exactly. You want to put a wrap on the after show and we'll go our separate ways then?
Yeah, I'll try and remember for the next Friday to ask you on the after show how you and your old lady got together.
Oh, yeah?
We'll get that story. Maybe we'll cut up a extras show at the end of the season.
Hell yeah. Sounds good, man. All right. Well, thanks for watching our after show. This is the Travis DuFour after show. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on social media at the DuFour
Look how long
brand.
that middle finger is. Jesus, God, look how long that is.
That's a thick one. You got a long one, and I got a thick one.
You have a thick one. I was about to say you have the thick one.
But hey, she like it thick. She likes it thick.
What, like he was saying, follow us, guys. Anywhere that you watch, anywhere that you TikTok, Twitter. I don't have to fucking name them all for you. You know,
Instagram, all those
at the DuFour brand.